was it?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is Wednesday, and we are here for 6&Twenty Metropolis for something. I don't know. We're trying to figure out what we're doing today, guys. What do you think we should do? I think first we should go around to our cast and crew and see what they think. Let's start with the voluptuous KW Frags. Who are you? Where can we find you? And who are you playing today?
My name is KW Frags. Now you can find me here. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Mike's Couch. Anyway, yeah, and I am playing Scratch, a smooth old quarter blues man who's got a sketchy past. And also, I decided today that any song ever made is better as a punk cover.
Fucking yeah! Welcome to the club.
Disagree.
You're wrong. So let's jump over to Miss Ginger Ninja. Who are you? Where can we find you? And who are you playing today?
I am retweeting a tweet, so I wasn't listening. I'm Ginger Ninja. I run a gaming channel. I play here on Wednesdays, Kelsa Delphi every other Thursday for Band of Blades, and every Saturday on Kip Idlebiz channel for some hot nonsense every week. That's all I got, guys. I wasn't paying attention.
Sweet. Perfect. Let's jump over to someone who is paying attention. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you, and who are you playing today?
I'm Sam, twitch.tv/WizenFool, Twitter @TheWizenFool. You may remember me from being the prettiest girl on the stream on Saturday.
That's true.
That happened. Today I'm unfortunately not going to be a pretty girl. I'm playing JP, who punches stuff and tries to make sure his friends don't die.
I mean, if we think back on Season 1, JP's also a pretty girl. Just...
That's true.
You know.
Other JP is also a pretty girl.
That's true.
Hey, guys, get her name right. It was Marty.
Right.
Fair.
The personification of Marty and also a pretty girl. Johnny, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are we doing tonight? You see how you walked into that segue, though. Welcome back. Hope you had a good vacation.
Excuse me. I don't know. What are you guys doing tonight? You guys know who I am. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm not introducing myself. What are you guys doing? Because we talked about this before the stream. There's like 5 or 6 different things. Guys, figure it out.
I think we're doing I think we're doing the Manny Samuel thing.
That's boring. It's boring. It's so boring.
We'll figure it out.
Whatever. Anyways.
Which thing would you like us to do, John?
Yeah, you take us in a direction and we will follow.
Which one did you prep?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Have you guys not watched this show? Have you guys not seen the shit that you guys pull?
No, I never watched the show.
God,
No, I pull.
Why would I watch it? I'm on it.
Yeah, I lived it.
It's weird.
We're already at 10 out of 10 retweets, which means everyone on the stream, including Johnny, somehow gets +1 juice. Have a free juice, Johnny.
Can I get lime?
Oh, he needs some milk.
Anyway.
Before we jump over and let Johnny put us on some kind of rails, because we're all over the place, I'll remind you guys of the ways you can interact with the stream. If you check down below, we can donate for Nat 1s, Nat 20s, NPCs, items, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And along the bottom of the screen, you can see the follows, retweets, and subs. And as soon as we hit those goals, as you just heard, everyone on screen gets juice. Which is a mechanic in the game that lets us do extra fun, cool stuff. So hit that retweet, follow, and subscribe. And with that, Johnny, go ahead and take us away into Metropolis.
Previously on 6&Twenty Metropolis, the crew went to a party. It seemed like a really good time. Well, maybe not, kind of, sort of. Flora ran into her mom and dad and was kind of pissed at her ex, who she finally acknowledged was her ex because she finally realized what was going on. For Scratch, he was just having a good time, playing some music, babysitting a kid. For JP, he was just kind of being the boy detective JP. He was doing some amazing things. He was kind of working the crowd and kind of figuring things out. He was talking to people, and then there was Flicker. But it was Malcolm. Malcolm had the best time because he got a new suit. He got to play harmonica. And he got to acknowledge that he kicked Mr. Bjorn's ass, who was right across the room. But so the party went really well until it didn't. And when Bjorn realized that Malcolm was actually there, he was making his way across the room to him. Flora, not happy with Vidalis, was trying to make her exit after visiting a little bit of time with her father, or her stepfather, and seeing that her mother was in a state of almost catatonia. For JP, his confusion over what was going on with Flicker and his frustration at her being trapped was almost getting the better of him. And so when they all left the party, they discussed what they were going to do with Mr. Gallows. Mr. Gallows gave them an alternative to rescuing her, as it might be, rescuing Flicker, as it might be an opportunity for Flicker to act as a double agent long enough for them to figure out what Vidalis was truly up to, why he was working with Harold Bjorn, and what other silly circumstances are going on in the city. Flora arranged to have dinner with Vidalis after a little bit of a hesitation, as she wants to figure out the situation with her mother and stepfather. And as we were kind of closing the night out, it was Malcolm who ran into a situation that was a little unexpected. One of the Lost Boys showed up and told him that Gideon had left and was disappeared and is heading in directly towards the bay to the mysterious island, which he had seen him previously Gideon looking longing at. And so that's where we fade in. On the street outside of Xanadu, Gideon's gone. Malcolm, what are you doing?
Malcolm goes on a solo adventure. No, that's not true. I mean, that's absolutely what Malcolm would do.
You can start.
I forget,
let's see how far you get.
I forget what I said at the end of the episode.
You said, let's go.
Oh, yeah, I think he said, he went to the island, and everyone said, what island? And I said, let's go, I'll show you. So, yeah, Malcolm would run with it's just one, right? It's just...
Yep.
I forget his name.
It wasn't Toodles, it was...
Nipsey?
Yes, it was Nipsey.
Yeah, I think he and Nipsey just run towards the docks from wherever the hell they are.
Malcolm is pretty hopped up on energy drinks. I think he had a sip before he left.
Yeah, he had at least one, and then several other 4s.
He was angry energy drinking at Xanadu because I wouldn't let him cause a ruckus at the party.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was binge drinking energy drinks because JP was a butt. I think I even energy high texted Flicker that JP was stupid.
Yes, you did. It was quite enjoyable to read that, actually. Flicker on though.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, so he's buzzing and he's running towards the docks.
Okay, so we're gonna cut to you getting to the docks sometime later, shorter time than you would typically take. But when you arrive there, you're out of breath, panting. It's surprising to me that since you now choose to fly sometimes, that you don't actually fly with any of the Lost Boys. But you run there and you get there and you come up to the edge of the wharf and you look off into the distance and you see a small boat kind of making its way along the waves, heading out.
Yeah, he points across to that and he says, "That's him! That has to be him! There's the island!" And he points in the direction that the boat is going.
Okay.
Whether he sees the island or not.
You vaguely see the island. The Lost Boy does not. He's just like, "What, Malcolm, what are you talking about?"
So here's what we need to do. What we need to do is we need to go back home. We need to take apart all the box castles, and we need to build a boat. And then we'll sail across to the island and rescue him.
What about that? And he points out, and you see that there's something moving under the water, under the boat.
Is it like underwater?
Yeah, you can see a shape sort of moving under the water, under the boat.
Malcolm walks to the edge and looks over. What is it?
You can't actually see it like directly below you, but what you can see out in the distance, about a mile out, there is something moving under the water, under the boat. It's a dark shape that just appears to be big and kind of shifting.
Oh.
Under the water.
Okay, I thought you meant like there was a sunken boat near us. Okay.
No, but I'm sure Malcolm could imagine that up to life.
I'm sure he could, but the idea of building their own boat is pretty awesome. He looks to me and says, "Well, that has to be what has Gideon. Something captured him. It is bringing him to the island, and we need to defeat it. Let's go!" And he starts to like push Nipsey back towards the direction of the warehouse.
But Gideon, we're gonna lose Gideon. He's gonna get lost.
I know where the island is. We can just go to the island. I'll find it.
All right,
I can't just go with you. We gotta
And
get everyone.
He starts to run back. He starts to run towards the warehouse.
And Malcolm chases after him.
Okay. So you get back to the warehouse, and none of the other Lost Boys are there.
He looks at Nipsey and says, "What happened?"
We went looking for him. We went in different directions. We followed him a certain distance, but then we lost him, and so we spread out.
Malcolm climbs on top of his box throne and then jumps into the air and climbs out of like the hole in the roof and stands on top of the roof, and he just yells several times, hoping to get a response back.
Way off in the distance, towards the industrial zone, you hear a response.
He looks down through the hole and says, "You stay here. Don't take that apart and that, and then we need the nets, and then open that, and there's pizza, and then close that, and leave that one. Don't take that one. I'll be right back." And he flies off in the direction of the call.
Okay. When you get there to the industrial zone, you actually see one of the twins split from his other, just kind of wandering, kind of looking around, kind of wide-eyed, sort of looking at the entire area as he's making his way back, generally towards the direction of the docks.
And he kind of flies down. He says, "What happened? Where's everybody?"
We were looking, and then we got caught. So we had to run in different directions. Yeah, we got caught. There was somebody chasing us.
Who was chasing you?
He moved really fast. It was really dark. He moved. I don't know. He. It's like the shadows moved with him.
What does that mean?
I don't know. But
okay,
he took.
Look,
Toodles.
here's what we're doing. He took who?
He took Toodles.
Shoot. Okay, look, you go back home. Actually, but okay, come here. And he grabs him by the hand and he starts running back home with him.
Okay, as you arrive back, a couple more have shown up. His twin has not.
Yep.
And Toodles is also not there.
Okay, so he kind of runs in through the sliding door, slams it back closed, and he says, "Okay, everyone, listen. We're gonna build a boat. We're gonna go save, and we're gonna do this thing. And the shadow is a big evil monster. And then we're gonna fight him. And then I'm gonna find all the rest of you. And then you guys stay right here. And there's pizza. And if you need more pizza, just yell Johnny, and then he'll bring you more pizza. And then you don't take that box. Leave that box alone. Tink. Where's Tink?" And he kind of looks around to everyone.
She's nowhere to be seen.
And at that, he just sort of leaves them all hanging and flies up and towards the only person whose house he knows where it is, JP's.
You know where my house is?
You took me there.
Oh. Weird.
Isn't that where you read the dragon book?
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Pedophile.
It's not really allowed, I don't think, but that's okay.
And it's like an apartment building, isn't it?
Yeah, but like JP's like a 25-year-old bringing like a 16-year-old kid into his apartment at night.
It could be your cousin. It's
sketchy.
fine. It's fine. But you would just hear like on the window outside of your apartment.
I'm probably sleeping because it's like pretty late, and we were out most of the night.
Yeah. I'm gonna break in.
So yeah, I don't think I respond. I think I'll go ahead and let you break into my apartment.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll to break into his apartment, Johnny. I guess it would be sneaking around. I guess.
Sure.
Okay. So we're gonna use a window left open. Shadow manipulation, and every scam in the book. And I'm gonna proc the weakness, stress, and negative emotions. And sneaking around. Let me see. Make sure I do this. Get the bow. And then click at the button. Sneak around. Pachow! Mild success.
Why is there 0 power on that?
I don't know. Oh, because I don't know.
That's really weird. It would have been a great success at that point.
You may have, because I noticed it a lot of times if you're like fiddling with it, if you don't like unclick.
Oh yeah,
Click
I
off.
had a negative status clicked and I didn't unclick it, so it would be a 10,
Okay.
and it would be.
But you used 3 power tags
I'd use 3 power tags and one negative.
and 1 negative, so it still would have been 2. So it should be an 11. Either way, it's a great
Yeah,
success. So narrate for us breaking into.
Yeah, so he's like banging on the window for a while, and then the shadows in the dark room, because I assume it's still dark out, right? They like coalesce and just like open the lock on the window, and then Malcolm just throws the window open and flies in, and in the creepiest way possible, because that's how kids are when they wake you up, he's floating horizontally above you, and he's JP. JP.
So JP, he's in. I've described it once before, but his apartment is like just a crappy studio apartment that's basically entirely empty, except for like a few odds and ends.
Except for like a bike in the background.
Yeah, except for like a bike in the back. No.
Weird box.
So he like opens his eyes and he's just staring at Malcolm in the face. He's just like, oh, what? Oh, holy shit.
Oh. Shh, I won't tell, Florida lady. Hey, listen, I need your help. And he starts grabbing at your hand, and he's pulling you towards the window.
Why are you in my apartment?
I had to break in.
Are you...
Come on, this
Okay.
way. And he's yanking your hand.
Can I get dressed first, Malcolm?
Can you do it fast?
Yes.
Okay. And he plops down in the middle of your bed. Go!
JP goes to get dressed, still very tired from being woken up at like 4 a.m.
After going to bed at 2 a.m.
Exactly. He's doing that thing where like somebody who's like really tired and doesn't want to be up does where they like kind of drag their feet and are like constantly running their hands through their hair and rubbing their eyes. But eventually he gets dressed in clothes we've seen him like working in before, so just like a dress shirt and a tie. And he looks over to Malcolm and is like, can we take the door though?
But the window's faster.
Yeah, but I can't lock it from outside.
Oh.
I mean, I guess we're on like the 15th floor, so it's probably not.
Yeah, who's going to break in? Let's go!
All right.
Okay, so, and he, like, is still yanking you towards the window, and as he's, like, pulling your tired ass across the house, he's like, listen, and then I walked outside Xanadu, because I'm Mr. Xanadu, I own the place, and then my friend was there, and he came over, and he said, hey, I'm Nipsey, and I said, hey, Nipsey, I know you, and he said, then Gideon was taken, and then Gideon was on a boat, and I said, Gideon's on the island, and he said, what's the island? And I said, there's an island out there, and then he didn't believe me, and then I ran to the docks, and then I saw there was a boat, and there was a big shadow, and then I saw the island, and then I went back home, and then no one was there! And then, so I'm gonna build a boat, and then I went to go find everyone, and Take's gone! And then I went to find the twins, and one of the twins is gone, and everyone else is gone, and Toodles is gone, and then I went all the way back, and some of them back, but not all of them back, and Take's gone, and Gideon's gone to a magical island! We have to go! Which I'm sure you got none of that.
Okay. Yeah, Malcolm. You know those things you drink?
Yeah,
Do you have one of those?
I have like 6 of them back at the house.
Okay. All right.
Don't tell Sam I keep stealing him when he's not paying attention.
Okay. I won't tell.
Okay.
JP just follows him to the window.
Okay, are you gonna jump, or am I gonna have to fly you?
Yeah, I can. It's fine. I can jump.
Okay, you know how to get there?
Yep.
Okay, I'll meet you there. And you fucking ding, out the window.
I think we see JP, he's like jumping. We see him like doing his normal jumping roof to rooftop thing, but it's like kind of weird because it's like the tired version of someone walking to work, as opposed to like normally, you know, he's very like chipper about it. He seems like somehow lethargic while still jumping across buildings.
Like he jumps to one and then squats. And,
It's like,
as the world spins around him.
yeah, because he was drinking last night too. Like he probably feels awful.
He just like leaps. Keep going. You don't
But
want
yeah,
to see
he
this.
He makes it there eventually.
Yeah, what do we see when we get back there, Johnny?
Wasn't clear where you were going. Where are you going?
The warehouse.
The warehouse. Nobody else has showed up. So there's only a couple of them there, including Toodles and one of the twins. Or sorry, not Toodles. One of the twins is there. The other twin is not.
Nipsey's there.
Nipsey's there, and Tink is not anywhere. To be
And he
found.
looks and he says, "See?
What am I supposed to be seeing?
There's no one here." Now, how all the time there's everyone here, and right now there's no one here? That's not good.
Yeah. Where'd they go, Malcolm?
I don't know. That's why I got you, because you're a grown-up.
Got it. When was the last time you saw them?
When you got here, and then we left.
When I just got here, like literally 30 seconds
Yeah,
ago.
the last time.
Oh, before the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then we went to Xanadu, and then I met with Mr. Scratch, and then he took me to Suits, and then I got a suit. And then I haven't been back since.
Well, do you have any idea where they might have gone?
Yes, they're finding Gideon, and Gideon's on the island, but they're not on the island. I guess I don't think they're on the island. I didn't build a boat yet. I can only have so much time to build a boat. I gotta build a boat to get to the island.
All right. Let's go to the boat.
Nope.
Show me the way.
No, I have to build a boat. And he points to the two Lost Boys who are tearing apart boxes to build a boat.
Malcolm, I was just down there. There's a really great boat there already.
I was
sure
just there.
I think you can picture it in your mind. You must have missed it.
Okay, I see where you're going here. Let's see what this is.
He's trying to pull a Gepard on you.
I know. He says, okay, well, what about, if there is a boat, what about the rest of the boys, and what about the Flora lady? She's going to get mad. I won't tell her you said bad words. And then, what about the Mr. Scratch guy?
I'm sure they're sleeping. We can find them after we find your friends.
What if we never find him, or what if we never come back, or what if the Kraken comes and takes the boat? What if there's more pirates?
We'll punch them.
Okay.
Remember, it worked out last time.
It does. It always works out. They're dumb.
So just think about the boat, because we got to walk there, but we got to make sure that we don't lose sight of the boat this time.
Okay, fine. Here, and he opens the crate and he pulls out a box of pizza and just shoves it to JP, and he says, "And where's the cold box? The cold box." And he reaches over to another box and just, you hear it open, and it's just a box that just like mist comes out of, and he pulls out a cold one of the energy drinks. And he brings it over and puts it on top of the pizza. He says, okay, you eat that whole thing, and then you drink that whole thing, and then we'll run and jump, and then we'll get to the boat, and then we'll ride the boat to the magical island. Also, it's a giant shadow monster.
I think...
There's a knock at the door.
Are we expecting someone?
This is your house, Malcolm?
I know, but all my friends just come in.
Hello?
The door opens. In steps two members of the Skulls.
Frags' fucking dope face.
One of them walks forward as the other one just kind of keeps an eye on the room. Which one of you is Malcolm?
Hi, Malcolm.
How can How can we help you gentlemen this evening? It's quite late.
I was told to deliver this. And he hands over a rolled piece of parchment.
And he walks over and takes it. And then, I assume, snaps the wax off and unfurls the rolled piece of paper.
Well, you have to. You snap the wax off, and you have to take the ribbon off that the wax is attached
Listen,
to.
Johnny, you sassy bitch. He does all of those things.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to grab it, so fuck you. But
What's the sigil pressed into the wax, Johnny?
a skull.
Oh, fuck you. Of course it is. So yeah, he slides his finger along the ribbon and kind of yanks it and slides it off, and then opens this.
It's a map. It's a map of the blue-collar district with a couple of X's on it.
Do I know what the X's are over, or can I? You know what? Can I roll and investigate to see if I know what the X's are over?
Sure.
I didn't. I'm gonna do home is where I make it, because I live in the blue collar district. Flight, because I've seen the blue collar district from the sky, and I think that's it. And even those were stretching it.
Well, I think that JP would probably be able to give you an assist too, since he lives in this neighborhood, and he's also the boy detective now.
Okay, so I will add a plus for JP.
Yes.
And I will roll and investigate. A 7. I don't know why my power is coming up with 0, because it should be power 3. I don't understand. So I don't know what a 7 gives us. I forget exactly.
7 gives us. If you've got a power, so if you've got 3 power, then it would be a mild success, or it would be a great success because you'd hit 10.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to treat it like it's a great success. Okay. So
you know what you should try doing real quick, Mike? There's a reset button on this sheet. Just try hitting that.
you're going to reset your entire all your character data.
Oh, that resets the whole data.
No,
I thought it just
doesn't.
resetted the power.
It just resets the power.
Oh, okay.
I just hit it. So 3. So I have 3 clues then at that point.
Do me a favor, humor me and roll it again by clicking on something, just because I want to see if that actually fixes it.
Flight +1.
Because that way, that way, if we anticipate it's going to be a problem all night, we know what we're doing.
No, it's not fixing it. I'm just going to refresh my stream in a second. So I have 3.
Okay. So you have a great success with a 10. So you do recognize one of them is the mortuary home. That's the biggest X. Another one happens to be a location inside of the park. And another one happens to be the R&R diner.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Really, those would be my 3 clues. Is where are these 3 places?
Those are 3. Well, actually, it's some of them are quite obvious, right? The mortuary home. That's weird. That's not working. The mortuary home and the R&R diner would be obvious. The park isn't so much. The location inside of the park. So if you want to spend another 2 questions asking other things, but I'm really not sure that anything would be important to Malcolm besides the location at that point, unless you want to ask JP to kind of facilitate something for you.
No, so it's the park, the R&R diner, and the mortuary, right? That's Samuel's place,
That's Samuel's
funeral home.
headquarters.
Yeah. So if I have like, let's say 2 questions then. No, I don't get nothing. Actually, is there anywhere? Is it just like, is the X anywhere significant in the park?
Yes.
Okay.
It's at the center of the park.
Okay.
And it's a big park. Remember that.
Do I know what the R&R diner is? Just out of character? I don't know what that is.
The Rambunctious Rabbit Diner, the Denny's style chain that exists in the city.
Nope.
Okay.
News to me. Okay.
I
cool.
guess it's the other 2 that have run into it and you guys haven't yet.
Yeah.
So.
Do I recognize these 2 skulls? That's my other question.
One of them looks really familiar. The one standing back.
Okay.
The one in front of you definitely does not look familiar too.
Okay. He sort of passes the map to JP, and then he storms over to the one that's hanging back, and he jabs him in the chest with his finger, and he says, "Hey, do you know where my friends are?" In
He looks really uncomfortable.
angry as a tone as he possibly can have.
He looks really uncomfortable, and he kind of looks at you, takes a step back. They're at the spots, Malcolm. And when he kind of looks shy for a second as he says that, you get a flash of recognizing him. You get a flash of him as a boy. It's like, we got to go. And he immediately turns and walks out.
Yeah, I think he lets him go, and he runs to JP, and he says, I know that guy, but I don't know why I know that guy. And he's probably saying it loud enough for that guy to totally hear him.
Well, the guy that handed you the parchment
Yeah.
kind of looks over at you and says, it's the same game as last time. Good luck.
Gentlemen, before you leave, I understand how this stuff works a little better now. And I'm sure Samuel told you something pretty convincing, but better make sure that we actually find these kids. Tell your boss I said that.
It's all part of the game. Malcolm knows what we're talking about.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I let him go.
Okay.
All right, Malcolm. I'm gonna call Flora and Scratch. It's late, but they might be awake. I think you're right. I think we need to bring them in on this.
Okay, and then I'm going to keep building this boat.
Yeah, well, I think we don't necessarily need to. Yeah, build the boat. I'm gonna call Flora because I know she never sleeps.
That's true.
Does she answer?
Yeah, does Flora answer?
She was sleeping. Fuck you. But she's not a heavy sleeper, so she'll wake up. Hello?
Hey, sorry to wake you up. Something's going on with Malcolm's friends. I think Samuel is involved. Just meet us at the park if you can. This is JP, by the way.
I read that on the caller ID.
All right. So you good?
I thought we were Malcolm's friends.
The kids.
Where am I meeting you?
The park.
When?
As soon as possible.
What time is it?
Late.
That's not helpful. Okay. Call our new friend.
Alrighty.
He
JP
hangs
hangs
up.
up.
Yep.
I guess I'll call Scratch. I mean, I've got nothing to lose. I have no idea if she'll pick up or not.
He doesn't pick up.
No answer.
Nope.
I mean, I wouldn't answer if some guy I met 2 days ago called me at 4 a.m.
I don't think that is why. I'm pretty sure it's because Scratch is dead asleep. He just doesn't. He's not even going to hear his phone ring.
Yep.
Nice using of the word dead. With what's to come.
It was unintentional.
Wise.
All right, Malcolm. We're gonna meet Flicker at the park.
So, Johnny, as he turns around...
You are? You're going to meet Flicker?
Flora.
I did it again.
It's just starting. So as he gets on the phone and turns around to see Malcolm, I'm gonna roll change the game to make a boat. I'm using Imagine Things Alive, Shadow Manipulation, Clap if you believe, and Home is where you make it. So that should be a 13 with three power. So I'm gonna use those 3 power tags to make various parts of a boat.
Okay.
So he's on the phone and he's like, "Hey, Flora, we gotta go. We gotta meet at the park. I gotta call." He's not answering. He just turns around and there's a boat, just in Just in the middle of the warehouse.
Okay, there's a boat in the middle of the warehouse.
That's it. It's okay. So we got to go to the park, and then we go to the R&R, whatever that is, and then we got to go punch Manny and Samuel in the face, and then find everyone, and then put them all on the boat. This one, and then we got to sail away to the island.
I thought. Sure. You know what? Yeah, we'll worry about the island and the boat once we find your friends.
Okay.
Let's go to the park.
Okay. Okay, you guys. Okay, we need to sail, and then we need that, and that's the rigging. And then if anyone else comes back, you got to stay here. And if you want to go find someone, don't find anyone, because then you'll get lost too forever. And you stay here. And then he wrenches the door closed, the big sliding door. He says, "Okay, the center of the park. You ready?"
Yep.
All right.
Meet Flora first, though.
Where we got to meet Flora?
At the park.
Where at the park?
Let's just go to the park, Malcolm, please.
Okay, you lead. I'll follow you.
Okay. nearly like gags a little bit and then starts jumping across buildings again.
You're making a gross noise.
Okay, so we're going to cut to where you were arriving basically at the edge of the park. Flora.
Yeah, Flora shows up with 2 thermoses of coffee, and she's just wearing like boots, ripped jeans, and like the biggest hoodie you've ever seen.
How
And
does
is naturally unhappy.
how does super early morning Flora look? Does she look like she's half nice Flora, half mean Flora?
No, she just looks like me and Flora, even when she's daytime Flora, because she hasn't slept yet. But you see her pull like out of the hoodie pockets 2 huge thermoses of coffee and just eyes closed, hands one over.
JP takes it, is just like, oh, thank Christ. He just starts drinking it.
There's some whiskey in there too.
Oh, I needed that.
Girl.
I needed
Espresso and whiskey. You're welcome.
Thank you. So here's the situation. Malcolm woke me up. His friends are gone. Skulls showed up. Talked about some game that they're playing that he's played before. Gave us the map. Map leads to the middle of the park and a couple other places around here.
Where's the other one? Scratch.
Probably doing what any sane person should be doing right now and sleeping.
Who can sleep when everyone's missing? And then Gideon is on a strange magical island.
Johnny, how far are we from the bar?
From Xanadu?
Mm-hmm.
You're at least a district away, and probably, I guess, in my mind, it's probably about 15 or 20 minutes drive.
How far would it be jumping? For science.
Are you proposing to ride JP again?
I was gonna make a twice in one night joke. No. I just want to get there. I was gonna say he'd jump and go get him while I babysit the child who loses even his friends, but
It would be the kind of thing where he could do it very quickly.
I could send someone.
The last time that happened, do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I can go get him. I'll just go get him.
I
just wave her hand like don't bother, and you hear her let out a whistle, and puppy dog comes a running. Sarah, Barry, and Gus, and she pulls out her phone, texts Scratch, and then he goes.
Wait, Sarah, Barry, and Gus go? You just said he, when Sarah is definitely a she, right?
They're all boys. It's very confusing.
You know what? I'm sorry. I assumed their gender. I apologize.
You should.
How dare you?
Not that kind
Okay.
of stream.
It's not that kind of stream. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. So You guys are enjoying a little coffee and whiskey. Scratch. You wake up to something sniffing around your feet.
A big something.
Scratch is probably gonna look up, like from laying down. He's kind of, and he's gonna have absolutely no idea what this dog is. I know he's seen it before, but he's not gonna. In his dazed and hazy wake up, he is just gonna think he's either still drunk or seeing things.
Describe Sarah, Barry, and Gus to Scratch.
His heads go just above Flora's head when he's standing on all four normally.
And it's a big three-headed dog.
And it's a giant wooden three-headed dog, but the wood looks ingrained in a way that it looks like a real dog unless you were to pet it. And they're rambunctious. They're never not being annoying and biting each other or barking. They'd probably just be licking your face, though, to be fair.
Yeah. Scratch is gonna slowly going for his phone. And
He's getting a phone call.
Yeah, he's gonna grab it, still making like weird eye contact with this dog. Yeah.
You're needed at the park.
Who the hell is this?
Meet us at the park. Tell him to come home to Mama. They'll leave you alone.
Ah, shit. Go home to Mama.
They would leave.
Mother. I'll be there in a second. He's gonna close the phone and when he gets there, he's not gonna be dressed to the nines. He will definitely just have a dirty undershirt on.
White beater.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and but he's still gonna have like his black slacks because he doesn't own any other kind of pants.
Is he wearing his sunglasses?
Always. That's what's taking. It's what's taking him so long to get there because he kept running into stuff.
Because he can't see.
he can't see, but he's too proud. He's too proud to take his sunglasses off.
I always assumed that that was the only way he could see at night. But
Is he too proud to beg?
He ain't too proud.
All right. So eventually, Scratch shows up, and you're handing a cup of whiskey-laced coffee to him.
What are we waiting for? There's so many missing kids, and they're in the middle of the forest, in the middle of a park, and then they're in the diner, and then they're at the Skull's place, and then there's a whole island. There's an island that he's on a boat to, and there's a Shadow Master in the boat, and then he's in the boat, and we gotta go save him on the boat, and I made a whole boat, and we gotta go!
Flora slowly looks over to JP.
We just gotta get to the center of the park. Then there's the R&R diner. And then I think Samuel wants to see us.
What are we looking for?
All of my friends.
No, what are we actually looking for? What did they want us to look
He
for?
opens the map and he says, "This! All of my friends are here. Or here. Or here."
Does that mean anything to Flora?
What do you mean by anything? You do wander the park often, but is it the kind of? I mean, are you intimately familiar with the park? Because the park can go on and on and on. It's essentially a gateway to other places too.
I would think she would be intimately, she would know like the ins and outs of not only the park but the morgue, because those are the only two places she goes. Depending.
Okay.
On the day.
So
she may not know like every spot, but she would be, have a
Okay. So let me ask you this question, and this is sort of a meta question about Flora and how far she's willing to explore something. She would discover that there are gateways. There are portals, essentially. Would she explore any of them?
Like on her own?
Yeah.
I think so. She can't die. Or she doesn't think she can. She wouldn't see it as a threat.
Okay. Perfect. So yes, you know this particular place, but it's some place that you haven't frequented very often. It's at the center of the park, and it's a fairy circle.
Yeah,
It's
she'll
in a
probably
meadow
walk
at the
in,
center.
and leave.
So, but you know that the journey to the center of the park can sometimes, or this journey through the park can be sometimes treacherous because it takes you through different locations.
This is gonna be a long night. And she's just gonna start leading her way over
It's almost morning.
the park first.
We're already here.
Park first.
Alright, she'll start leading them over. She's not gonna tell them where we're going.
Scratch. You know Samuel, right?
Yeah, I do.
The kids that came to give us this map, they made it sound like this is something they've done before. You have any of this ring a bell?
You, my friend, are on a treasure hunt. It is not uncommon for Sammy to play games with his food.
He's gonna eat my friends?
It's not literal, son.
Oh.
Well, he wouldn't be the first person in this city to crack his teeth trying to eat us up, so
What?
it's a metaphor. Also, you literally did crack some of the camera guy's teeth.
Bro.
And I can tell you right now, if your friends is missing, it ain't good.
Well, they're all missing.
Yeah, it's got Sammy written all over it.
So are we gonna go?
Flora's already leading you there.
Yeah, we're walking.
Oh, okay.
We were already on our way.
Oh, okay.
So he's leading us somewhere. I mean, is there any? We have to play his game, I think, unless we don't want Malcolm's friends back. He's got all the cards.
I think he's betting that we'll be gone before we can get to where he has marked here.
This might be a stall tactic. Sam is not the kind to just let you have it. I don't think he's making you work for anything. I think he's just making you drag your feet.
Maybe we skip the treasure hunt.
Do what?
I think there's something here waiting for us. I don't know where the other markings, what is waiting there, but I know that this one's going to be difficult. If there's nothing at the end of this one, then I agree.
I'm going to send Flicker a text message.
What are you going to say to Flicker?
The first thing I'm going to say is, I'm sorry for not trusting you. I talked to Gallows. Will do what I can from the outside. Can you help?
Malcolm, the phone in your pocket goes off a bunch of times. So you don't get an immediate response. Do you head into the park?
Yeah. This is like I'm just sending that off while we're doing this.
Okay.
I trust your feeling on this, Flora. I mean, if you say you think there's something here.
I said there's something dangerous here. many somethings dangerous here. Shut up. She's still shaking off being tired.
So, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I'll let you finish the scene, and then I've got a question. I've got a question for Flora about her exploration of that, and then it'll apply to how you guys approach this. So go ahead and finish the scene, and then I'll ask my question. Sorry. Can't hear you.
What do you guys think here? You think Samuel is just trying to distract us? I mean, are we sure we should go on this? You said it's dangerous getting there. I mean, should we just go directly to him?
Do you know where he is?
Who are you asking? Are you asking me?
Anyone? Like, she's talking to JP, but she's looking around. Do any of us know where he is?
His house?
My bet is Sammy's at the proving grounds.
So should we just go directly there?
Yeah. If you got a problem, you head to the source. Let's go give Sammy a chat.
But what if my friends are here at the X's? We can't just leave them there. What if they're in trouble?
Malcolm, I won't leave them. I'll go with you.
They're definitely in trouble.
Look, I hate to say this, but I think splitting up is our only option here.
Do you know how to get to where we're going?
No, but I mean,
So how are you going to find us if we run into trouble?
Look, I'm just saying we need to talk to Samuel. He's absolutely right, but I understand where Malcolm's coming from. I wouldn't leave my friends if I thought they were there. Would you?
I'm not leaving his friends.
So you think we shouldn't go see Samuel? Shouldn't try to get this at the source? What if he is stalling us?
If the rules of the game aren't clear, you ask the one who started the game.
So what do you think, Flora?
I'll go into the park. Take Malcolm with you.
No.
Malcolm, it's I go or none of us go. And as you've seen, I can handle myself.
No. They're my friends.
Look,
Just motions to JP.
Here's the thing is, I kind of agree with Scratch, but think about it this way is, it's Malcolm's game. If one group is going to play the game and one group is going to figure out the rules, Malcolm has to be one of the players.
And I know where he's going.
So that leaves me, you and me, Scratch.
Well, let's head on over.
Scratch is gonna kind of look down, flick off crusties from his shirt.
Okay, bye. And Malcolm keeps
Yeah.
moving towards the center of the park.
Yeah, Scratch is just gonna turn around and start walking towards the funeral home.
I'll follow Scratch. I'll call in Apollo because JP is way too awkward to ask if Scratch wants to ride on his back.
Flora's gonna whistle really loudly. And eventually, hopefully, her doggy will show up.
I thought I would have assumed that Sarah Berry and Gus
You came
arrived
back
before.
with Scratch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, kind
Okay.
of that situation. So
Yeah, she'll whistle them over then to come with. And just pet them as they walk.
okay, all right. So, we're gonna follow Flora and Malcolm into the center of the park proper, which leads me to my question. In Flora's exploration of the park, just in her kind of enjoying the wandering in nature, how would she approach heading to the center of the park? Would she take the most direct path, or would she take the path of least resistance?
She's with Malcolm, so she's going to take the path of least resistance.
Okay.
She's
and
going to
that
tell
would-
Malcolm that it's the fastest way, but so that he doesn't get impatient and go a different way. But she's going to try to take him the safest route, but while taking a steady pace.
Okay. So the two of you enter the park with Sarah, Barry, and Gus close at hand, and you're walking through what appears to be an idyllic kind of. I'm not sure what the biome description of it, but it's like it's your average forest. It's like a deciduous forest, maybe that's what it's called. But you're kind of walking through, and there's animals just sort of off in the distance, and occasionally you hear a roar or something, but it's still dark, and the moon is barely creeping through the clouds, kind of lighting your way. It's really dark in here. How are you proceeding light-wise? Are you just using the dark as a cover?
I figured she would nudge Malcolm as she turns the flashlight on her phone. Tries to use the screen.
Good idea.
Sarah, Barry, and Gus have a little bit of a glow in their eyes. Not enough to light it, but I can keep track of where they are.
Mm-hmm. So the first part of this journey through the forest seems really uneventful. But it's as you get closer and closer to what you know is the edge to another part of the park, that you see 3 wolves sitting in front of you, kind of in a sort of not like a bowl configuration, but like a triangle configuration. 2, sort of in front, one sort of seated farther back, but the one in back is much bigger. And they're just staring at you silently, seated on their haunches.
Flora's gonna look to Malcolm. Stand behind them, okay? And she's gonna, behind the dog.
Oh.
She points and pats Sarah, Barry, and Gus.
Okay.
Just keep your distance. I don't need you getting bitten and getting yelled at, right?
Fine.
She moves slowly, and she's gonna start to walk past.
Past the wolves?
Mm-hmm.
You get within 50 feet of them, and they start to growl.
She's gonna open up the rest of her coffee, and you see her spit into it, seal it, give it a cocktail shake, and open it up again.
Do me a favor. I'm going to have you roll a straight up chance. Roll a 1d2. See if you remember what's beyond this borderline into the next part of the park.
Is there a 1d2? There's a 1d4.
Just roll 1d2. Just roll type 1d2, or roll me a d6.
There is a D2. Do you know what it's called? A coin.
A coin.
Yeah, /r space 1d2.
Awesome. Okay. So here's what you remember as you were approaching this and you hear the growling. It strikes your memory that beyond this point, the forest just sort of leads into a series of rolling plains, high grass fields, or tall grass, sort of open plains, and there are tribes that live on those plains. You've seen these wolves before, and you remember that there's something a little bit more magical about them. That they move incredibly quick.
She's gonna look to Malcolm. You can fly.
So?
Give a girl a hand. She puts her gloved hand out to you.
Okay. And he runs towards you. And do I have to roll for this, Johnny? What do I got to roll for this? Change.
I think
the
this
game?
is probably a change the game or take a risk.
Okay. It's not a risk. He's done it before, so I'm gonna change the game. So.
Except that there's potential danger involved.
Okay, I can see that. I think it's still change the game to see if I can give.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I just wanted to give you an option to make it simple versus applying the complexity of spending juice. You also have, each of you have juice to spend. Remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do flight, uncanny parkour, and bangarang. Because we're rescuing. This is a rescue mission. But I'm also gonna use the negative tag. Where did it go? Constant troublemakers, because all the Lost Boys are currently in trouble.
There's also another one. There's a story tag involved here.
Is a story tag involved?
Spirit animal.
Oh, a negative story tag. That's what you're
Yes.
saying. Okay. Why do I have only 2? What
Your
the
plus one.
fuck is happening? So I have a -1. Okay, 2 there, 1 there. Okay, yeah, so I have a +1 to this roll. So change the game. Ciao. So whatever this is, +1. So a 10.
Great success. That's
With
one juice.
One juice, and the juice is...
well, actually, it's 2. Yeah, it'll be 2 juice because you had 1 power tag, but because it's a great success, the first one always counts as 2. So you have 2 juice to spend.
Okay, so I'm going to do bestow flight, and then I'm going to make it last for longer than the scene.
Okay.
So essentially, as long as she's holding on to me, she can fly.
Can I take
All
Gus with me? And Barry? And Sarah?
Do you ask that before we run and jump?
I think she's holding on to them when she puts her hand out.
Okay, so then I'll do bestow flight, and then I think it's control collateral, and I'll get them in the collateral.
Okay.
She's got her leash.
Malcolm, describe what it's like when you take Flora and Sarah and Barry and Gus on a little trip.
He literally, like, so if she's holding onto the leash and she says, "Can you give a girl a hand?" He runs up behind her and like scoops under her arms and just carries her up, and then realizes once he hears the "Burp," that the dogs are being dragged up by the leash, and they are flying up over the trees.
And so as you hear the yip and the dogs or the dog is being flown with you, you see it very much as if the classic Peter Pan cartoon where Nana has some fairy dust on her and she just kind of carries up with, and it is being led by the leash, but at the same time it's still floating as if she's just flying with the 2 of you. And you see the wolves immediately begin to run and sort of kind of jump up at you, and as they do, Flora, that's when you remember that they are spirit animals and that they're incorporeal, and that there was in times past you've had to make peace with them in some other way, and so they're just kind of up and kind of snipping at you, trying to reach up, but their jumps they can't get that high as Malcolm just carries you and Sarah, Barry, and Gus into the fields, into the plains beyond this sort of edge of the forest. And we're going to cut to Scratch and JP.
So we're arriving at. Did you said the proving ground? I don't know if that's his house or not.
It's a back room in the mortuary. Or in the funeral home, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Well, so you arrive at the funeral home, and the doors are wide open, and at the front doors are 2 skulls just sort of standing there.
So what's the play here, Scratch? I mean, you know these guys a little better than I do.
Scratch is just going to keep looking through the door, not even acknowledge, not going to acknowledge JP. Sorry, my lips didn't want to work. And he's just going to walk up.
Samuel.
You're not one of the boys anymore, Scratch.
Sorry, I totally muted my phone. My bad.
Whatever.
Who says that?
One of the boys.
Where is Samuel?
He's busy, Scratch. He's busy. He's got things to do. You're not one of the boys anymore.
We all got things to do.
You need to get out of here, Scratch. This is going to be... This is for somebody else. This isn't for you. You know his games. Get out.
What part of the game this time?
Your name isn't Malcolm. So no, you're not part of the game. So get out. Don't make me have to force you.
We're just trying to find the rules, baby. I just got a couple questions. We ain't here for no trouble.
He's gonna try to. He's saying that trying to convince the guy. He's trying to play cool, trying to. Yeah.
All right.
He's trying to be friendly, and I'm gonna use gift of gab and approachable.
Can I help? And the way I would like to help here is, it's late. JP's hungover. He has no kind of temper anymore, and this kid just made a threat to him. And he is just going to like look over Scratch's shoulder and just give this guy the come at me eyes. And I have what tag would that be?
Not helping. You're not helping.
Intimidating. I have that as a tag. So there you go.
I'm going to allow it. So add a +1 to the roll.
Will do. Okay. I am a failure at life. I do have. It doesn't have the +1.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Maybe it does. I don't know.
No, that says a +2.
Yeah, but I have my 2 tags, and then I added the +1, so shouldn't it be 3?
It should be 3, but that would still technically be a miss.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really help how much you're adding.
So he kind of looks at you, smiles at JP as JP is kind of glaring over Scratch's shoulder. Scratch, you get nothing here, man. You gave up on us. You need to get out. And then he just kind of leans back and just kind of, puts his arms across his chest, almost daring you to do something.
Is he daring me to do something?
He's smiling at you. He's smiling at you just like he's disregarding you and smiling at you at the same time, almost egging you on.
How old is this kid?
Oh, he's probably one of the older ones, so he's probably 25.
No, so he's my age.
Right. Remember, Samuel recruits young. Scratch is an exception to the rule that he's,
No,
he's
I was thinking
40s.
he'd be like younger. I'm just trying to think of how I would react. Yeah, I'll wait. This is Scratch's territory. I'm trying to be nice, trying to be polite.
At least you're not being eager like you were last time. All right, Scratch, he's just kind of leaning back going.
Okay. Oh man. You said how once again, how old did you say these kids were? Like 14?
Well, this guy's 25 standing in front of the other one's probably, 20 or 21.
Oh, okay. That's not. I was thinking these were like teenage kids.
No, they're guarding the door. They have extra responsibility, so they have to be big boys.
Yeah. Put the meaty ones up at the front.
Right.
Am I gonna know this kid? I think I should. I think I would probably.
You would probably know him. We'll call him. Clive.
Clive. All right.
Clive.
Listen, Clive, I don't want this to get dirty. I'm not asking for a favor. I'm not asking for money. I just want an answer. And the only person that can give me that answer is Samuel. Just tell me where he is.
Scratch, you got no loyalty, man. You walked away from us. There's even an offer on the table that Samuel gave you, and he's not even sure you're going to take it. So, what do you expect me to do? To roll over? You're no longer Sammy's lieutenant. That's my job now.
Clive, you know what I can do. Why are you pushing so hard?
And Scratch is gonna like grit his teeth, just bare his teeth, and then you're gonna see like the blue shine on his face.
Are you threatening me?
Samuel ain't paying attention to your shit anymore. You either going to do what he asks you to do and make amends, or you're going to get the fuck out.
What do you think I'm here for, Clive?
And when you see that, you see that his skin changes a little bit, becomes a little bit more brown, and almost has a weird texture. Just kind of dance along with it for just a second. You're not the only one that Sammy's recruited that can do things. And you hear him crack his knuckles, and when he cracks his knuckles, it sounds like rocks are grinding against each other. I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you, Scratch.
Got it. Tell me, is he here? That's all I want to know, and we will be on our way.
You know what? You want that kind of information? You're going to pay me for it.
For a yes or no answer, I'm going to have to pay. What's the cost?
Points over at JP. Kick his ass.
He's gonna turn and look at JP and make eye contact with him.
JP's gonna be like, what?
He's gonna turn around and look at Clap.
And that's all I got to do.
Sure. Show us what you really are, Scratch. Show us the old Scratch. The one that Samuel affectionately calls Beauregard.
When he says my government name, Scratch is gonna like just full sheen, full the blue glow. It's the lower half of a skull, and he's not happy. He doesn't like to be called Beauregard. He's gonna turn around and walk over to Sam.
You mean JP?
This is JP. That's what I said.
Flicker?
Yeah.
Walks over to Flicker.
And he's gonna look at him just with this seething hatred. And he's just gonna give him a light kick in the butt. Just like a boop. And he's gonna turn around and laugh at Clive.
All done, baby.
That's true. That was technically a kick in the ass. That's what you said.
Clive laughs. You see this guy? He points over to the other guy. All right. You got me. But everybody on the street's going to know you're a big wuss now. Can't even take on a scrawny little guy like that. It's okay. I'm sure your reputation can handle it. Call you Scratchy. Beauregard. No, he's not here.
I want to know if he's lying.
How do you want to know if he's lying?
I have Burning Lies and Repeat. which I want to use. So I guess that would be another investigate.
In this particular case, I'm not going to have you roll because it's going to be an obvious situation since you're very familiar with this kid because he used to be one of the guys that worked for you, but now he's one of Samuel's lieutenants. And the answer is no. He's not lying. Samuel isn't there.
Fair enough. All right. Scratch gonna be like,
Since we had so much fun with that last game, one more question.
It's going to cost this time.
The last one cost, and I paid.
Nah, that wasn't a cost. It was a loophole. I respect your ability to be funny, Scratch. I mean, but if you want to ruin your reputation even more, he kind of shrugs.
now Scratch is still standing real close to Sam, and he's just gonna kind of look at him.
Are you fast?
Am I fast?
And he's gonna look at him like, I whispered for a reason.
JP just nods.
And he's just gonna kind of,
All right. You'll know. What's the cost?
He's got to kick your ass, and it's got to be real.
See, you're dealing with me, not him. He ain't got to do nothing. Make this about me. What
I
do
am Beauregard.
I gotta do?
Your reputation's already ruined. Might as well make it complete. Show what a real puny little guy you really are. No street smarts, no gumption, no ability to handle himself in a fight. Let this scrawny little nothing kick you in the ass.
All right.
So after saying that the second time, JP's pride is going to get the best of him. And he's going to look at this guy straight in the face, and he's going to say, it's funny. The little folks like you that it's constantly happening. People, things, beings looking down on him, and it's really the thing that most likely to really, really bother me. So I tell you what, you think you're really a tough guy? Why don't you try to kick my ass? And then we can go from there.
It's not the name of the game. Sorry.
And then I hit him.
I had a plan. Everybody's got a plan until somebody else gets punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm assuming this is a hit him with all you got?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So my tags that I would like to use here: supernatural strength, defiant charge, body like a mountain,
Okay.
martial arts, and striking.
Okay. There is one negative story tag, and it is home turf.
That seems pretty reasonable.
Are you going to invoke a weakness at all?
I mean, based on the way to describe it, I feel like I got to invoke pride, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's roll it up. Wait, let me make sure I did this right. Oh no, -2. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Still getting used to this sheet, people.
Can I help?
Are you going to help him hit?
No.
What are you going to help him do?
Maybe. Okay, let's see if he lands this first.
All right. Let's do it. Hit him with all you got. Come on. Great success.
All right. So I'm going to tell you the effect of how this is going to go, and then I'd like you to narrate it. He's going through the wall or through the doorway in some way, shape, or form, taking part of the structure with him. So narrate for me what happens, how this looks.
Right. So this guy, JP says his piece. This guy's like, that's not how the game. And then when he's finishing the word go, JP's fist hits him right in the stomach. It's just one punch. It's just one punch that sends him right through the door, the open door, and then through whatever's right behind him.
You deserve that, actually, because of what he said. Yeah. Okay. So you hit him, and when you hit him, it sounds like rocks just crumbling, right? And the force, you see his like chest kind of, where you hit him, and kind of just, indent a little bit, as if there's cracks, just sort of, kind of can be heard, and you can feel, and the shape of his body sort of changes, and he flies through the doorway and flies far back into the room. And as he does that, the other guy kind of reacts. He's like, shit. And he starts to run, and you see it as he's taking off, he's got a phone in his hand, and he's starting to dial a number. But he's booking it. He's running. What are you about? Tell me what you're about.
About that. He's going to yell at JP. No, not really yell, but calmly as he's taking out his harmonica. You trust me, right?
Yep.
All right. And with that, I'm going to play my harmonica. I'm going to hit him with the
Someone went down to Georgia?
No, I'm going to hit him with the go to 11.
Okay.
And that it's anybody that doesn't trust me or know me, or anybody who's a foe, more or less.
Pretty much.
Or actually, allies can be affected by it, like anybody who is in earshot. But if they trust me, they are not affected by the.
It's really a good thing that this is Team Lazarus and not Team Esper, because Team Esper does not trust each other at all. Let's be completely clear about that. Those guys just don't trust each other.
He could just be saying that. I don't know if he trusts me.
I think that it makes sense, because I also have I have a theme book about giving people the benefit of the doubt. That is one of my things that if I do it, it's part of my book. So I give Scratch the benefit of the doubt.
So I'm gonna hit him with the go to 11.
Okay.
And I have time signature as well. You know what? Let's not do that. But essentially, it's deafening. It's gonna incapacitate. It pretty much make you feel like you're bleeding through your ears. And Scratch is gonna start playing "Train" by Blackfoot. But it's so loud. This guy is hopefully gonna double over in pain and drop his phone.
Okay.
Which one would this be? Hit with all I got? Face danger? No. Change the game.
Probably hit him with all you got, unless you really want, unless there's something mechanically that you want to do that that you would use to change the game with.
Well, if this doesn't work, I can only throw the harmonica at him. All right. Are you fucking kidding me? Everybody's like 10, great success, ultimate success, combo, and I'm fucking just dropping the ball here.
Frags, you are the player I have been waiting for at this table.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hey, it just gives you something to sing the blues about, right?
He's the reason we have a bell curve now.
I hate everyone and everything right now.
You should. Because describe to me what would happen in this particular case if you started playing this song and you started with this intent and somebody wasn't affected. What would that look like?
They'd probably just feel a little tingle in their ears and just kind of shake it off like, what the hell was that? And it's probably because Scratch tongued the wrong hole in his fucking harmonica or something.
Man, I really wish Trindane was in chat right now.
I said it and went no. Why did I say it?
I miss Trin right now. Okay, so as you hit that sour note, right? And the guy just kind of shakes it off. You know, at first he starts to fall into
there was some pocket lint in one of the things.
Right, and so he starts to fall into it, you know, and starts to. But you hit that sour note, and he just kind of shakes it and continues, and you hear him, get back to the funeral home right now. And then he just darts around the side of the building and kind of runs around, you know, and disappears, leaving the gaping hole an opening that is the front door, and it is dark inside there. Samuel, Scratch, you know this building really well. You know that the funeral home is actually sort of a maze. It's like the house, the inside of it is almost like a horror show. You never can seem to quite find your way. You always are in there with Samuel, or Samuel's kind of directing you. And so knowing that he's not here, going inside offers you a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of hesitation.
I look at Scratch and I'm just like, oh, I think I may have overreacted there. Should we go inside, or I feel like I kind of botched this one. Normally, I'm pretty good about this. Normally, Malcolm's the one who's starting the fights.
That's not what I heard. Scratch is he's gonna be still staring in the direction the guy ran, tapping his harmonica.
Nah, he wasn't lying. Sam's not here.
Then he's gonna turn around and start walking off.
Just follow him.
Okay, so we're going to cut back to Flora and Malcolm, who are currently landing in the plains just beyond the forest. The wolves are not in pursuit. And in the distance, you see a couple of teepees and a little bit of smoke. And immediately gives Malcolm visions of a young woman that he knew sometime previously.
Do we see people at all?
You see a couple of people around the teepees, and you see some horses, and you see what looks to be a hunting party leaving.
So Malcolm's not very much used to carrying people, so it's probably a rocky landing for Flora, in that he's used to landing and continuing going, and he doesn't really think about it because he's still carrying a person. So your feet get dragged for a few seconds until you kind of catch your bearings. But as soon as he lets go of you, he hits the ground and he continues running towards this group of tents.
She goes after you. Malcolm.
What?
Slow down.
No, you go faster! And he's still running. They're in danger.
They're not. We don't know them.
So? And he's just waving his arms. Hi, I'm Malcolm! And she's running
going to put her hand around his mouth.
I think he's in front of you. Because he's running. I mean, you could run.
When she catches up to you.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, that's what you hear, but you don't see any reaction from them.
Yeah, he kind of tries to force your hand away to continue running towards these people.
We will go quickly, but be quiet. We don't want to cause a scene. We don't know. You don't know what's down here. Your friends are in danger. If you want to make it worse, keep yelling. And then she takes her hand off your mouth.
And he just looks mad, but stays quiet and runs.
Yeah, she'll run behind him. We're trying to go, or Flora's trying to go around their area to where she knows she needs to go.
Flora, choosing the path of least resistance, you're able to easily kind of skirt this because you've walked these plains before. You've actually engaged with some of the tribes that are on the plains. And one of the things that you notice every time you visit here is it always seems like it's dusk or it's twilight, just past sunset. Mm-hmm. And you know for a fact that when you walked into the forest It was still dark. It was just a couple hours till sunrise. But here there are just oranges and purples and blues, deep, deep, dark blues in the sky. And as you make your way towards closer and closer to the center of the park, you're coming very close to the edge of another forest. And from it, you hear multiple interesting animal sounds. The roar of a lion, the calling of a monkey, the cawing of different birds. And when you get closer, you notice that there is the jungle's edge. And at the jungle's edge is a single panther, just kind of laying there up in a tree, watching you very intently.
She's going to motion again for him to go around behind her, and she's going to stay in between Malcolm and the panther if he allows.
Okay. How do you approach this?
Is he in between us and the direct route to get there?
The panther, yes.
There's no way around?
No, this is the obvious entrance into the forest. You could spend some time looking for another, but you realize that Malcolm might get impatient if you do.
Okay. She'll get close enough that it pays closer attention to her, maybe like 20 feet, 15 feet.
Okay.
And then just kind of put her hand out behind her. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Hear me? And she'll walk up with her hand out kind of slowly. With
and you see that the panther is kind of cleaning itself and just kind of preening and just occasionally looking at you, but kind of disregarding and kind of preening itself and kind of, licking its paw and then kind of rubbing it against its fur and then kind of looking back and looking at you, looking at Malcolm, looking at you.
She'll motion for Malcolm to go on the other side of Sarah Berry and Gus, and then her, and then the panther. To just go around behind her.
He does.
We're going to try to walk by slowly.
The panther jumps down off of the perch of the tree, standing about 10 feet in front of you, kind of looking at you, doing that very much that cat thing of, I'm interested in you, but I'm not super interested in you. You haven't caught my attention yet. And kind of looking around and paying attention to Malcolm as he's making his way and checking out Sarah, Barry, and Gus, and then kind of looking at you, and then just kind of sits on its haunches.
She keeps walking, her closest.
Can we go now?
Slowly, Malcolm.
And then as you approach even closer, coming up off the haunches and kind of moving towards you, mere 2 or 3 feet, and starting to sniff you. And just beginning to slowly circle you.
Keep going, Malcolm. I'll catch up.
Okay.
She just has her hands palm open at her sides.
Panther just kind of moves up along the side, kind of circling you twice, not letting you move any farther forward, but disregarding Malcolm for the moment.
She pulls
and
her
eventually,
gloves off.
Say what?
She pulls her gloves off while this is happening.
Cat kind of leans up, rubs against your side.
That's it.
Yeah, just kind of loving up against the side of you.
Being a cat.
Yep.
She puts one of her gloves back on, her left-hand glove,
Okay.
and allows the cat to go past her and kind of puts her hand on its side as it walks by. Not petting it, just kind of like, you know what I mean?
Which hand?
The gloved hand.
Cat kind of, or the panther just kind of leans into it and kind of, moves its head under your hand, kind of nudging you to love behind its ears.
Yeah, she'll pet it.
You hear the thing begin to exude is probably not the correct word, but there's just a gigantic purr begins to come from its belly as you do, and it closes its eyes and just kind of rubbing into you as Malcolm is able to walk into the forest, just beyond the forest or the jungle's edge. And at that, the cat opens its eyes, the panther opens its eyes, gives you a lick on your gloved hand, and then moves back to its perch, allowing you to pass in.
She'll slowly walk and then catch up to Malcolm, who I'm assuming is trying to jog.
What is Malcolm doing? Jogging? Or is he going to play with the monkeys? Because there's a bunch of spider monkeys kind of looking down at Malcolm.
He is on a mission. There's no time for spider monkeys. Oh, Jesus. There's no time for spider monkeys.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
Oh, wow.
Why did he do that?
Yeah, so Malcolm is the most concerned he's ever been, because that's his focus is his friends. So he is just basically, as soon as he gets out of vision sight of Flora, like once he breaks the tree line and she can't see, or he can't see her, he's running again.
Does Malcolm think he knows where he's going?
He has no idea.
She has Sarah Barry and Gus telling him.
Okay, we're gonna make you roll for that.
Okay.
We're gonna call it an invest. No, she's running after you. She's gonna have to roll and investigate with Sarah Barry and Gus.
Okay. I'm going to use.
Did we put them up as a companion team? A card?
Nope. Not
Okay,
yet.
we need to build that. I keep forgetting we need to build that. So.
Or they can just be a story tag, like a permanent story tag.
Well, they are a permanent story pack as of right now, but because they're so there's so much as a part of Flora now, they definitely need to be
Gotcha.
its own separate card at this point. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the Dead of Night. I would say Meat Shield, because that was her whole intention of going with him.
Absolutely.
And I would say Access Anywhere, because I think it makes sense as far as her already having been here.
Okay.
It fits into that. But that's about it. So it's just the 3. And then I get +1 for finding the thing, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Is that all of your power tags actually working there? Is that correct? I thought there was one more. I thought there was 4.
My story tag. That's what it didn't add.
Okay. So with the story tag, that's 4. So that's a great success. So Malcolm takes barreling off into the forest or into the jungle. He's running across, all kinds of vines and roots and kinds of things. And there are snakes, you're kind of eyeing him as he goes. There's other types of jungle creatures that are eyeing him, but he's running so quickly. And the spider monkeys are, kind of running through the trees, kind of just swinging from branch to branch, trying to keep up with him. But Malcolm is going off at breakneck speed, to which he hears coming from behind the huge, pounding of hooves, or sorry, not hooves, but paws. And it just causes him to kind of pause and look around just for a second to see what's chasing him. And he sees Sarah Barry and Gus kind of coming up with Flora not far behind. And you catch up to him.
Okay.
Finally, let's go.
Yeah, I was trying not to get us eaten. Okay, let's go.
Good job. And he keeps running.
Going. Yep.
Okay, and so we're going to cut back to JP and Scratch.
So while we do that, real quick, Al donates a bunch of money. It says there's 10 Al crits. Apparently an Al crit is... we'll do this at the end so it makes it easier for everybody. So these will go into effect for next game. Flip a coin to decide whether they're crits or fails. So they're just blanket crits right now until you flip a coin to find out if they are crits or fails. There's 2 for everyone, including you, Johnny.
Okay, so every time I'm going to say I want to say something really interesting about that. I'm going to roll every time that I want to use them, and if it's a crit, if it's not a hard move, if it's a crit, I'm going to give it to one of you guys to use.
Okay. Yeah,
to use for something else.
Put down somewhere. Let you guys have 2 Al crits.
We can't use it this episode?
You can, yeah. If you flip a coin this episode, heads
will roll the 1d2.
Yeah, 1s are fails, 2s are successes.
Yeah.
And then we'll cut back to the other guys.
All right, so one crit, one hard move. Okay, cool. Anyways, all right. So cutting back to JP and Scratch, where are you guys?
He didn't want to go inside, so I followed his lead.
Scratch started walking in a direction that that dude started walking.
What direction?
Around this side of the building.
Okay. So as you walk around the side of the building, the kid is like he's at a breakneck speed, and there's a couple of other skulls just hanging out toward of the backside of the house or the backside of the funeral home. And on that backside of the funeral home is a vehicle, one of their cars, and he's running towards them. These guys are trouble. We got to go. These guys are going to cause a lot of trouble. We got to get out of here.
We're trouble?
It's true. We are.
Yeah, JP punched the guy. Jeez,
Yeah.
God, get it right.
Sam's gonna tell JP to grab one if they're trying to run.
Okay. I will land in front of this person and pick him up.
I need a roll for that of some kind, and I'm
Sure.
not sure what's the appropriate roll for that.
I think probably go toe to toe, and the thing I'm trying to seize is this person.
And so he would be trying to escape you, but almost unknowingly. Okay, all right, that works. Go toe to toe with him.
Cool.
If I'm, yeah, okay.
So I would like to use high flying leaps, supernatural strength, acrobatics, body freezing spell, because I'm making it harder for him to run away. And I think that's all I got. But that's a lot of attacks, so it should be good. Go toe to toe. Great success. I believe my options are to get what I got, not get hurt, and do damage.
Do you have dynamite on this?
No, I don't.
Okay, because you get two plus. You get two of those plus. I believe it's the tier, right? Let me double check that. But if you get dynamite, so if you have dynamite on this particular move, actually, it's interesting because you get all 3 options. You can activate all 3 options. Okay.
Yeah. I definitely don't. I know which ones I have dynamite for. So.
Okay, great.
So I just want to get him and not get hurt.
Okay. Wait, say that again?
I want to seize the thing that I'm contesting, so this person, and not get hurt. I don't need to hurt him. I don't want to inflict a status.
So you're going to block, dodge, or counter his best attempts to get out of this or hurt you.
Right.
Okay, awesome. So describe to me what this looks like and how you do this.
So this kid is like trying to run away. And I think all of a sudden it's like the feeling from his perspective is like sometimes if you're having like a weird dream and you run and it feels like you're trying really hard but you're moving really slowly, that would be the feeling he has. And then JP just lands in front of him and like grabs him by the shirt.
Okay. And is it just you grab him by the shirt, or do you pick him up, or what happens? I mean, like how do you restrain him?
I'm grabbing him and like holding on to him. So if he wants to keep moving forward, he would have to basically like knock me over, and I'm pretty confident in my ability not to get bull rushed over by most people.
Okay. So I'm going to use that hard move donation from Al.
Excellent.
And Scratch, you see this happen, right? And the guy, JP jumps right in front of this guy, grabs this one guy, kind of picks him up. At which point you see another guy behind JP coming up behind him, sliding and coming up, and then cock punching JP, giving him tier 2 bruised balls. And you recognize this guy coming up behind him as one of the new young and upstarts that you were training, and his name is Al.
No, it's not.
Good.
Yes, it is.
No way.
Yep.
So I've
It
got
sure is.
tier 2
Good night, everybody.
Come on, it's been a while since Al made a visit in the game.
Real ball buster.
All right, I now have tier 2 bruised testicles.
Excuse me, sir. I believe I specified balls.
Fine. I won't be medical.
Does he let go of the guy?
No, but he still has bruised balls. I'm not gonna take away from that awesome, great success, right? He's got the guy, but he's cringing for a second. He's like, oh.
Well, so here's the thing, though. JP's hungover. He just drank a bunch of coffee, and then got
with whiskey. Don't forget there was whiskey in the coffee.
With whiskey, and then just got kicked, like hit really hard in the balls. So I think he vomits on this dude.
Yes, please.
So what was the contents of JP's stomach besides coffee?
Literally nothing, because the last night all they did was go to a party and get drunk. So it's just booze in him.
I'm sorry I asked. Okay, so this guy is now covered in vomit, but this guy Al, expecting you to kind of, trip over, kind of gets up. He's like, "Damn, your move usually works," and he kind of steps back, looking at JP as JP just kind of vomited all over this other guy. Like, oh. Go ahead.
He's looking at this guy. He's just like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. I mean, hitting you or something. That's. I really didn't mean to do that, man."
It's like, just let me go. Just let me go. Oh God, it's all over me. Just let me go.
By the way, only JP would get kicked in the nuts or punched in the nuts and then apologize.
Yeah.
To the person. Like, fuck JP.
That's true.
JP's actually Canadian. This whole time.
Or maybe from the Midwest. He could also be from the Midwest. Yeah, well, so I guess after that, JP will just throw this guy into his friend that kicked me in the balls.
And you throw the guy into Al, and they both go kind of tumbling off to the side. And you hear a click from a gun being pulled as the handle of the hammer is being pulled back. Hey man, this is just no, we're not doing. I don't know what's going on here. Just let my friends go. And you see the third guy that's standing by the car.
JP looks at Scratch and goes, "How are you with bullets?"
They hurt. That's all I was gonna say.
So
I can stop one once.
Yeah.
Should I stop this guy or avoid getting shot for now?
I mean, how fast are you?
Pretty fast.
Are you dodge a bullet fast?
Oh no, I would just eat it.
Like literally, or you take the shot?
JP is practically invincible, so he'll be fine if he gets shot. He's looking for Scratch's lead because he feels like he completely ruined this entire situation, and now he's just hoping someone will help bail him out.
I don't know if I can bail you out of this one, buddy. You're just gonna have to get shot. No. What does Scratch want to do? Scratch wants to take the gun. Are they gonna shoot me if I pull my harmonica out?
This guy's panicking and currently has his gun pointed at JP.
Oh,
but he's
like,
like,
pointed at JP.
So
Okay.
here's what's gonna happen. So JP is gonna hold his hands up and slowly walk forward. and he's just going to look this kid in the eye and he's going to be like, it's all right. Don't need to shoot me. Friends are fine. Just didn't.
I just didn't let them go. He was clearly trying to get away, and I don't know what you did there, but then you threw up on him.
Look, I don't want any trouble. I can tell you don't want any trouble. He's like now gotten to the point where the guy's like gun is like just right at his chest, and he's gonna slowly put his hand over the guy's hand. He's gonna go, you don't want to shoot me. Friends are gonna go, you're gonna go. We're just both gonna go our separate ways.
And you can see him as his hand is still shaking with your hand on the gun. His hand is still shaking. And he kind of get in the car. And just the hand is really just kind of jittery, right? And his friends are slowly making their way. God, you guys smell. Just get in the car, start it up. And they get into the car, and the engine starts. You're gonna let us go, right? You're gonna let us go.
Work to scratch.
That wasn't a plan. But seeing as how you got the firepower, I don't think we have a choice.
Because I'm pretty sure Scratch doesn't know that JP is bulletproof.
Correct. So you say we don't have a choice, and JP will look over to you and say, oh, you really think we shouldn't let them go?
I just got questions.
Oh, all right. He's gonna try to take the gun and hit the guy in the face. I'll face danger or take a risk if I need to avoid getting shot.
And I wanna help.
I think this is a go toe-to-toe, because if he shoots you, right, there is the possibility of you getting hurt, but he is also going to get hurt if he shoots you.
Fair enough.
Unless you got a better argument. Hold on a second, Scratch. Give me just one. Unless you got a better argument for take a risk.
I just know it's more favorable for me to roll take a risk, so I was just going to try to game it, but I think it makes more sense, so it's more appropriate to do go toe-to-toe.
Why is it so? Explain to the audience why it's so much more in your favor for you to do that.
Because I have a couple advancements for my Bastion playbook that makes it so that it's advantageous for me to roll a particular move.
I wonder why. Okay, well, so all right, it's ultimately it's your choice. You want to take a risk here.
So
Go ahead.
What I was thinking is the question for me is how willing this guy is to shoot me. Because if he is like straight up going to shoot me as soon as I do something, I don't see any way to avoid it. But if he is like hesitating, then I could see it being like a quick grab the gun, hit the guy, and get the gun out of his hands because he really doesn't want to shoot me. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but which is take the risk and which is go toe to toe?
So the first one I would say is take a risk because it's just can JP survive the bullet?
Right.
The second one I think is toe to toe because it's can I get out of his hands before he makes up his mind to shoot me?
So so the way that I've played this particular NPC, I think it fits toe to toe because he's not intentionally wanting to shoot you. He just wants to get out of the situation, but he's also really panicking and kind of shaky. So there is an element of risk there. To me, it almost seems like it's the reverse, taking a risk, either way. But it's really about where you feel the situation is and what role you want to make. So it's entirely up to you at this point.
Let's do go toe to toe, and
okay.
We'll do that.
All right, sounds good.
So I start with a nice -2 here, which is always good. Oh wait, it's not. How do I get to the cards? Not show up. Are the
you're talking about the power tags down below?
When you mark a status, is that supposed to like make a change?
So you mark the number the status is, and then if it's a positive status or a negative status, you click the positive or negative sign at the bottom of the card. It should turn from gray to white.
I think the sheet's just bugging out. All right, it's fine.
That doesn't surprise me.
No worries. All right, so I start with a -2. And I would like to use the tags Body Like a Mountain, Supernatural Strength, One Man Army, Will of Iron, and Earnest and Simple. And the reason I think the last two apply is because, like, It feels like part of this role was the conversation I had to get here, but correct me if I'm wrong.
No, absolutely. I agree.
Cool. Cool. Well, that leaves me in a pretty good spot, I think.
However, in this particular case, it did not apply last time, but in this particular case, this time it does apply, which is the home turf.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. So I'm going to be rolling a +2.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm on fire tonight.
Hey, you might want to hand some of those off to Scratch.
Seriously?
Please, I was gonna see if I could help you with it, but this is.
So what? So describe what were you gonna do to help, Scratch? Sorry, you're right.
I was gonna ask if it was even applicable, but I was gonna try to play my harmonica and buff him a little bit, but I mean.
Sure. What song do you play? I'm gonna be. You're playing music. You're playing a musical instrument in the game. I'm gonna ask you for the music.
He's gonna improvise this one because of the nature of what it does.
Okay.
He's just playing fast.
All right. And so that would have added to +2, so that would have made it 15.
Yeah.
Or sorry, +1 that would have made it to 15.
Yeah.
As a part of the roll.
Yeah, I'm doing the time signature, which is just gonna double his speed.
I like that, actually. Okay, so JP, describe to me what happens here.
So I would like to not get hurt.
Okay.
And I would like to seize control of the pistol.
All right, it's yours.
Yeah, so I've got the gun and I just lower it to my side. And I say, all right, now you're going to answer Scratch's questions. We're going to let you boys go. No one needs to get hurt.
No. You said that you were just going to let us go. That's.
You said we was gonna let you go.
Look, like I said, just some questions. It's all going to be okay.
You see him starting to panic and starting to hyperventilate a little bit.
Where are the kids?
He's kind of looking around, and he's backing up towards the car as if he's going to try to make his break for it. They're marked on the map. They're on the map. That's the game. Come on, you know the game. Samuel, you know the game. Or sorry, Scratch, you know the game. You're legendary. You used to run the game for Samuel.
Yeah, but we never left no kids alive at the marks.
Yeah. And he just continues to back up.
Where's
really
Samuel?
Kind of scared. You know Samuel doesn't get involved in the game when it's happening. That's why he has one of the lieutenants run it, and he just continues to back up.
I don't believe that's what I asked.
And Scratch
Plausible deniability.
Scratch is walking towards him. Now I have I want to use. See, is there like an intimidate thing here? No?
Convince.
You can use it.
Convince.
Convince is the intimidate roll.
Because I want to use burning lies and repeat.
Did you say repeat?
Yep, repeat. If he's telling the truth, he repeats. He says it twice. And burning lies, the more that the person lies, the more like they have like a burning sensation in their chest. So the longer they lie and the more they lie, they feel pain.
Okay.
So, click on the thing. Click on that. And
Nice, decent roll. So he's backing up. He's backing up. He's like, and you see him grab to his chest a little bit. Look, man, I really don't know where he is. I promise you, I just don't. He's lying, and it's obvious because his chest is hurting. But because that was a mild success, it's not the deep burning sensation that you're expecting. He's almost resisting a little bit. I really no, I'm not. I can't tell. And he's at the crossroads. And he just continues to step back towards the car. Now, Scratch, you know this place. It's actually a blues bar in the old quarter.
Does he say it twice?
He does.
All right.
And with that, the burning sensation is just gonna drop from him.
Okay. And his back is against the car. I'm boned now. He's gonna kill me. He's and then I'm never gonna get out. You am I done here?
Scratch is gonna wink at him, and the shine's gonna go from left to right.
You still got options, kid.
Just one more question for you. JP looks at him and he's got that look in his eye. His eyes flash gold. He says, what he just said, did you guys kill those kids?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Answer the question.
You already done for. You might as well tell the truth.
Sometimes.
Did you kill Malcolm's friends?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Who's running the game?
Tito. Tito's training Manny how to do it. Manny. And he just kind of, he looks like he's about to keel over in pain.
So he's lying. Scratch is gonna look at Sam and just shake his head. And then walk over to the kid.
Now I'm gonna ask you again. Who's running this game?
Some new lieutenant, Darla. Her name's Darla.
You're gonna turn around and look at JP.
We looking for Darla.
And
What does Darla look like? Is
when
there
he
ever
just
anything funny with her eye?
She smell like flowers.
so he begins to he gives you a description. Basically describes a young Hispanic woman in her early 20s, dark hair, brown eyes, dresses all in leather, but tastefully, the way he describes it. She came out of nowhere. I don't think even Scratch knows, and he just has the pain in his chest begins to ease as he's telling you all this. She kind of surprised Samuel with how smart she was.
When did she show up?
He states 6 months ago, which is about the time that Scratch basically just walked away from Samuel's organization.
All right, good. I was going down the wrong rabbit hole. I'm glad I cleared that one up. Never mind. I was like 98% sure it was the blue fairy possessing somebody else for a second there. Yeah, I don't have anything else for this kid. Scratch, what do you got?
He's gonna look at the kid.
You can tell him we're coming.
Yep. Kid with Clive already called. Samuel knows. He's expecting you. But just try to get out of here, man. Come on, man. My chest still hurts a little bit. I feel like I got some heartburn. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Let me go.
You're free to walk away. But if you ever
And he jumps in the
looking
car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck me then.
He jumps in the car. You can say what you want, buddy.
Well, if you're ever looking
What do you
for another
say?
opportunity, come see me. I tried.
What do you got that Samuel doesn't? What do you got that Samuel doesn't? He calls out from the window before the car leaves.
Bright blue. Opportunity.
And for a second, he kind of gapes at you. And you see his, sort of mouth open, gaping, kind of wide-eyed as the car accelerates away. And we're going to cut back to JP, Malcolm and Flora.
One more thing though.
No, you don't get your one more thing. What's up?
I want to look over at JP. Did you get his name?
The kid?
Yeah.
No idea.
Damn.
His name was Aldo.
I mean, yeah, no, it was more of a, I just made this kid an
offer he can't refuse. Yeah,
and I have no idea who the hell he is.
Mike knows what I was referring to. All right, so we're cutting back to Malcolm and Flora. Deep in the jungle.
Still running.
Flora, you know that you're pretty close now. The jungle is actually very close to the center. In fact, there's the rolling fields, or the rolling sort of grove field that kind of surrounds the grove. That is this where the fairy circle is just really on the other side. So
Okay. She's just gonna keep following Malcolm as she tells him to slow down just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I think he's too worried. It's taking too long at this point. We have to keep going slow. He thinks it would have been faster if he just took off and flew there. So I think he's still full speed ahead.
Yeah, she's gonna keep up with him then.
monkeys keep up with you, but everything else kind of loses interest after a while. But this jungle seems to go on forever. But as you get towards the edge, you can see that the jungle is starting to sort of slant down into, you know, there's like an incline leading down to, and you hear a bunch of rushing water. And across this rushing little river in front of you is a small bridge. On the other side is just some more rolling fields and some trees, just kind of interspersed among there. And then, Flora, beyond this, in this next area is where the fairy circle is.
I don't think Malcolm even considers it. Like the fact that Flora is following him or with him, and he just jumps the river. Like, I don't think it dawns on him that, like, maybe she can't cross it. And he just runs and then, like, flies across the river to the other side.
Take a risk.
Okay.
You said there's no bridge?
There is a bridge. There's a tiny bridge that crosses this gigantic river,
okay.
Essentially.
All right, let's see here. I'm using flight. Come on, goddamn character sheet. I think
character sheet doesn't love us today.
I think I'm just using flight. I mean, I guess home is where you make it. I could count here because he's doing this.
Isn't this technically an adventure too? So doesn't that make fingering apply?
I guess so.
I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll throw that on there.
And there's going to be a negative story tag at this point.
Okay. What do we got?
Rushing river.
Even though he's flying over it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 negative tag. So that should be a 2. So whatever this shows, plus 2, probably. And this was take a risk?
Yep.
Oops. 12 plus 2, so a 14 with 2 power. Because my power is not working. So great success. You do it somehow.
No, you do it pretty well, because as you run and you begin to jump, you're sailing across. Flora, what you see from behind, watching Malcolm do this, as he just kind of runs and makes the leap and jumps, and this gigantic fish just kind of pops up out of the river barely missing him as it just kind of crashes in, back into the river as Malcolm continues to sail towards the other side. He doesn't even take notice of the fact that there's this gigantic fish that was just trying to grab him out of the air.
Okay. Yeah, she'll slow down and look over to the bridge. You just hear her mutter under her breath. And she's gonna look to Doggos and just kind of like, fucking kids, and just start running across the bridge.
As you step onto the bridge, a tiny figure kind of crawls out from under the bridge, sits down in front of you, and it looks like a troll. One of those terrible toy trolls with the poofy hair things.
Like a troll doll.
Yep.
Is it naked?
Yep.
Fuck.
And it says,
Naked.
poor JP. And the troll says, pay the toll.
Will food do?
Pay the toll.
She's gonna reach into her bag and be like, Malcolm's gonna be pissed. She just pulls out like one or two candy bars.
What kind of candy bars are they, just out of curiosity?
They're like the annoying king-sized ones. She was gonna try to bribe him to stop running, but he wouldn't stop running to listen.
Okay, so the king size ones, but specifically what kind of candy bar?
Oh, paydays.
All right. You put one of the paydays down. The troll begins to unwrap it and completely ignores you after that point and starts to consume it.
She'll look to the doggos and just go for it.
And then come barreling past as the things like picking the nuts out of the thing and then kind of chewing into the nougat and just kind of like consuming it. You just takes no more notice of you.
All right, she starts running again.
Okay. So the both of you get to the other side and into this new sort of rolling fields, area. And right at the center of this is the fairy circle. And so Malcolm is going full bore and he gets there first. And when he gets there, there are 4 skulls dressed in their street clothes, just kind of standing there. And at the center of it is Tink inside of the fairy circle. And there is a weird glow coming from inside the fairy circle.
Malcolm doesn't make any concessions. So I think if anything, Flora would hear like fight noises happening. Because if he sees 4 people and Tink, he's hitting the first one that he sees. So I'm going balls out and hitting these guys.
Okay.
Let me see here. I'm going to use Mr. G's sword.
I forgot that was a story tag. I forgot that you had that. That's awesome.
Yep. We kill pirates, bangarang, and uncanny parkour. I think to try to attack all 4 of these guys if possible. So that's what I'm going to do.
There's a negative story tag.
Okay.
Of horde.
Of horde? What you said?
Horde.
Okay, cool. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna put it on there, and then I'm gonna hit it with all I got. Whoever the first one is, I just kind of explode out of the forest and like into this guy.
Okay.
Where is hit him with all you got? Oh, there it is. So this should be 3 power. So that should be a 12 with 3 power.
I wonder if it's just your character sheet that's having problems.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mine has been fine.
Yeah, I'm looking back at the scroll back a little bit, and it's only Malcolm
Yeah, it's only
that's having
mine.
a problem.
I don't know what it is.
We might have to give you a new sheet or something.
We'll figure it out.
Anyways,
so yeah, I hit him while I got this first guy. If he doesn't go down, I'm holding his attention. So I'm gonna get him good. Actually, I'm gonna get many of them. So if he's like, there's 2 of them like right next to each other, he hits both of them. And I'm gonna get them good. So +1 tier on the damage. Get 2 of them, and I'm gonna hold their attention. So
and
that should be a tier.
So the power tag there was 3 power tags.
3 power tags.
So that means it's a tier 3. So that means it's going to be a tier 4.
Yep.
And so I'm just going to take over the scene a little bit to narrate how you get from one to the other, because they're a little bit farther apart, right? So you come running and barreling in, and they immediately turn to you and take up sort of a defensive stance. You just go balls out and just kind of jump in, and you make this flying leap almost with Gephardt's sword, and you come in and you slice at this first guy, and without even thinking about the fact that he's not even down yet, you land, you cut into him, launch using him as a sort of a rebound from, like, you're rebounding off of his chest, kind of kick out and go flying over to the next guy and just kind of doing a deep gash into him. And the two of them just sort of, they're really struggling really hard as both of them are starting to go down. They're not down yet, but they're starting to go down. But Malcolm, you notice something really interesting about them. As you got closer, they appear to be shiny and sort of, you can almost see through. And as you hurt them and that begins to fade, you see that they are actual skeletons.
Huh.
Flora, you come up and you see this happening. What are you doing?
Him fighting a bunch of skeletons?
Well, you don't see the skeletons yet. You see him fighting two guys.
But I've been here before, right?
You have been here before.
She runs up and assesses the situation.
How do you want to assess the situation? I mean, Malcolm is just kind of like fighting. He's jumping back and forth and fighting here.
Just a straight investigation, I guess.
Okay, excellent.
She just wants to literally see what he's doing. Once she gets close enough that she's within, she can throw something at him distance.
Okay. So what power tags are you using this?
Meat shield, because that's why she's chasing this
Okay.
goon child. Dead of night.
Okay.
Can I use my necromancer setting?
Yes, actually you can. But you won't know why you can use it, but instinctually you can.
Okay. I would just say those three, yeah.
And there's also going to be a story. Sorry, there's going to be a story tag that's going to be positive in your way, which is familiarity with the area. So just familiarity.
And then can I roll for one of my things?
Roll for one.
Actually, never mind.
I'm confused, but okay.
The two crits or successes or fails, but never mind. I'm just gonna go with the one in the.
Okay.
So it's 4 power tags total.
Sure. Okay. Instinctually, immediately, you know that there's something wrong with the two that he's fighting, because they don't appear to be moving normally. They appear to be automated or animated in some way, as if they're the clothes that they inhabit hang on them really strangely, and that's when you get a sense that there's something really off about them. So with that, you got four clues that you can spend in this scene.
What page?
And you can save them as you go. You don't have to spend them all at once right now.
What page is it in the book?
So
I usually have that sheet.
hold on.
So clues don't really have a page. You can just do whatever you want with them. You just ask questions.
You can ask detailed questions, and I can give you answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got 4 clues. You can spend them like juice, basically.
Is there anything alive around here other than Malcolm?
Tink. But that would be obvious to you, so I'm not gonna have that add up as a question. Is there anything else in the area? No, there is nothing else in the area besides Malcolm and Tink that is alive.
Okay. Have I seen this type of behavior before from these things, and would I know what they are or what happened to them?
You would recognize their behavior, but you would not recognize them so much. You definitely would know that they are undead of some kind. Their movement implies that they are not living.
Is Tink in danger?
Yes. She's sitting next to a power source and appears to be passed out, actually. There's some sort of glowing source in the center of it, which happens to represent a gate.
Okay. I'm gonna save my last one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go dig my hands into the ground and try to. These things are running around, right? While Malcolm's flying.
Well, he's leaping from one to the other, and so he's in the air. He's not. Malcolm, are you intentionally flying at this point?
No, he's just jumping back and forth.
Okay.
This is about to be dirty.
She's gonna look to Malcolm and say, "Get off the ground," and stick her hands elbow deep into the dirt, both arms. And she's gonna use her necromancy to try to pull these things back into the ground, since they're dead.
Interesting. Okay. And that's, what is this? This is like a change the game, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Necromancer, Touch of the Underworld, Dead of Night, Meat Shield. I think that's it.
Okay.
So she's got those four.
Okay.
I don't have that story tag still, do I?
No, because that was applying to the environment. Well, actually, yes, you do get that because it still applies to the environment because you're doing something with the environment.
Okay. This is change the game, you said.
Yep. So not only do you have one clue, you have 6 juice. What?
I said we sucked up all of Scratch's rolls and then distributed them, so only he failed and the rest of us.
Well, this is my element, to be fair. I've never used this before, ever, in the game, actually. Like 2 or 3 years.
It is pretty freaking awesome. So, with that in mind, you've got 6 juice to spend. How are you going to spend it?
What page is that?
Hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
498.
There you go.
Okay.
Right click, rotate clockwise.
This is a joke.
Don't lie.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Ooh, I don't think I should do that.
Sure you can. Why wouldn't you do that?
Give or reduce a status. I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give them the. I guess like a. You said I have 6, right?
You have a lot actually. You have a lot.
Trying to figure out what tier to do of pulled into the ground. So I guess like debilitated or buried. I want to like bury them like 6 feet under the ground, so it takes them a while to get back out.
Okay. So you're able to do that. So let's say for each of those. So one would be to do that, to do for one. Another juice would be to extend the effect, to make to extend the range of the effect. So that's costing you 2 juice to basically grab them and pull them in. Do you want to sustain the effect in some way? Like
Yeah, I want to sustain it until I pull my arms out. They can't even try to get out until I pull my arms out.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. So you've got 3 of them sort of established there. What's next?
Well, I'm gonna yell to. I think I'm just gonna bank him because I don't really need anything else. I'm just gonna yell to Malcolm to get her out of here.
Okay. What are you doing, Malcolm?
Malcolm.
Can I get through this barrier?
What barrier are you talking about?
Isn't there a big light that's coming out of this fairy circle?
No, there's a light coming out of this fairy circle that is a gateway, and it's right next to the tank.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is as Flora puts her hands into the ground, you see the 2 that you just attacked get sucked under get pulled underground. Like the ground just sort of opens up and just kind of grabs for them and pulls them down. And you see the other two getting pulled as well as they were moving towards you. And all of a sudden, all that's there is the ferry circle with the gateway and Tink right there.
Okay, so what does this fairy circle look like?
It is a fairy circle it's basically a series. It's a ring of flowers, just a perfect circle ring of flowers, just sort of around Tink and this sort of gateway thing. And this gateway is like glowing golden.
Is the gateway just like light? There's nothing. It's not like attached to anything physical.
It's not attached to anything physical, but you can feel its power even from a distance.
Okay, and she's unconscious, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I think he just, if all these things get sucked in, he just flies in and scoops up Tink.
Take a risk.
Okay. Let's see here. So, let me reset. Flight. Bagarang. Home is where you make it.
Okay.
And that's it.
There is a negative story CAG of gateway.
Okay. Minus. So this should be a 2 and a take a risk. That should be a 7.
Wow. Okay. I was actually excited because that was going to fail. Okay, mild success. So we're going to figure it out after this. So you come in, you fly in, and you scoop her up. And the moment that you scoop her up, she begins to stir from whatever has a hold of her, keeping her asleep. But as you're hearing that, you hear familiar sounds coming from the gateway. You hear rigging on a ship. You hear the call of different commands coming from a captain to secure the ship for combat. And when you think about it, as this, it's kind of playing in the background as you hear the call, as you kind of get away, you realize that it's the same things that you hear in your dream.
Oh no! I can't decide what he would be more concerned with.
Flora, you see the dance of this play across his face as this is going on.
She would yell to him. He's probably not going to listen because he never does. She would yell to him.
It's still good to be a mama, right? You can
Remember
be
the
mama
boys.
to Malcolm.
They're still waiting for you. Get back and get them.
I think you should roll a convince.
Okay.
This is unfortunately one of those things.
Should I keep my touch of the underworld since I'm still holding these things back?
I don't think that helps you convince Malcolm, though.
I mean, she could let them go on you. Dead of night.
That's a really interesting question because I'm wondering if Flora is a little bit distracted trying to maintain this power. I would assume that on some level she is, but I would also assume that this would be something incredibly natural for her to be able to do. So I can see an argument either way. I think it's up to you ultimately whether it's going to affect Flora or not.
No, I have something else that I think will affect it.
Oh, okay, all right.
A weakness tag. I'm going to keep my meat shield and Dead of Night. And then how many did I have left over?
I think you had 3 juice left, and you can spend them as essentially as positives in this if you want to do that.
I'm going to use
going to allow that big
because I am also going to use my all alone weakness tag.
I'm all alone.
Okay. Do it.
Wait, so why does it? Hold on.
Wait, what?
I thought that takes one away. Does a weakness tag add one or take one away?
It should minus one.
It should minus one.
If it's in your weakness tag section. It should.
But it won't show. It won't show up top.
Yeah, it'll
in
show
the
up.
same way.
Yeah,
It'll show up as
just,
a positive, right?
No, it'll just remove 1 from power.
But that's in the roll. But it should show up as a positive up top, right? When it calculates it all.
No, it'll show up as nothing, and then just -1 from where it says power.
Okay, my bad.
Hold on. 5, 4. Okay, sorry, I wasn't. Okay. Convince?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you basically see Malcolm swoop in and like pick her up, and then you see him not take off, and you see him looking back down, and he begins floating back down. And then what do you say to make him?
You have to go back for the other boys. If you don't, they're going to end up like Gephardt. They need you.
Ow. Okay, yeah, and then you see him like shake his head and like look to you. And at first he looks like mad, and then he looks like he understands, and then he takes off with.
You would also see these almost like her black in her veins as if she's struggling to talk to you and do both at the same time. She looks like it's starting to like creep up her skin.
Yeah.
You know, with the black veins, and she's like struggling to even just yell to you almost.
Yeah, and you just see him take off over the tree line.
Okay. Well, hold on a second. The call of the fairy circle and the gateway are really beginning to intensify as you begin to fly away.
Okay.
You hear a familiar voice. It's your father's voice.
I don't know that he would know that.
You would know it instinctively, whether he would consciously be aware of it. There's something very familiar and calling about that. At which point, I'm going to hand you the crit that I rolled and give you an opportunity to use it in any way that you see fit. However, I'm going to have you face danger one more time.
Like the positive crit, or you're rolling a hard move against me with your nat 1?
No, I'm giving you the positive crit.
Man, Johnny, you just want me to go in this fucking hole.
Phrasing.
I was there to take it to.
Well, that's the problem, is he was there, and then all of a sudden he
Thank
wasn't.
you. You got a lot of parental issues in this, huh?
Yeah, that's
Too many parental issues to count, man.
Scratch, what's your deal?
He doesn't know his parents. That's his deal.
I never had any parents.
Fuck, Johnny. Okay, so I'm taking a risk here.
Mm-hmm. You can use the crit if you want.
I don't want to.
And get out of this, but it's your crit from now on.
Okay.
So add it to your list. However, if you want to roll it, great.
Okay, so I'm using the weakness tag stress and negative emotions.
Excellent.
I'm using flight. I don't think this is Bangarang anymore because he's struggling. And that's not,
Absolutely
and
not
that's,
Bangarang.
That's not super cool.
Absolutely not.
And home is where you make it. That's all I got for those two. So this is a 1 power move.
I could add a story tag if you'd like me to make it a straight roll, but I'm not going to because I want there to be some. And because of what Flora said to you, I think it's okay to add a second positive because she she rolled pretty phenomenally to convince you otherwise.
Okay, so I'll add a positive for convinced or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this should be a power 2. Take a risk. So whatever this roll is, plus 2. 10. So great success. So I am able to fight off this call. So as you say, they'll end up like Gephardt. They need you, and he begins to fly away. You see him halt like midair, and then turn completely around, and then shake his head and fly away, kind of leaving you in the middle of the forest. And that is where Malcolm.
Wait a minute. Do you leave Tink with her?
No, I leave Flora alone.
You take Tink with you?
Yeah. Yeah, she was in my arms the whole time.
Okay. Because that's a mild success.
It's plus 2.
He doesn't have his thing on there.
My shit doesn't work.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
damn it.
It's
that's right. All right. Damn it!
Yeah, I don't know why that doesn't do that.
I was gonna leave it on a really sour note, you bastard.
Well.
All right, fine.
I mean, Flora.
He
still
Flora, he
tries to-
leaves you. He
Fuck
leaves
you,
you.
Mike.
That's what you get for convincing him so well. Anyways.
Once he leaves, you would see her, because she's like on her knees with her arms in the ground. You would see her put one of her feet up to go to stand up and rip her arms from the ground, and she's gonna look over to the portal, and she's gonna stick her head through.
Face danger.
Can I roll to see if I have a crit or not?
You can roll, but if you roll it and it's a negative, I'm going to use a hard move against you, and man, you are not going to be happy with me.
Yeah, you have to. You roll when you use it, so you use it either way.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is can I
Okay.
do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, flip a coin.
So 2 is a crit. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, it's fine. Everything. Fuck. Why are you so happy? Fuck you.
I wanted to get sucked in that thing. I can't wait to see what happens.
Fuck you.
So you move towards it. The four skeletons kind of shake themselves off as they realize what's going on, and they rush away. And your curiosity gets the best of you, so you get closer and closer to it, and you hear some really interesting noises. There's calls to man the rigging, batten down the hatches. You hear rigging being kind of moved, and you get the smell of sea air. And you get closer to it, and you reach out to look into it. And instead, as you get closer, it shifts, and then you're on a ship. It's dark out. There's a storm going on. There are these sailors / pirates are rushing around, moving in different directions, kind of trying to prepare for something. And as you kind of look around, you look back, kind of taking in the whole thing, you see standing up near the wheel, whatever the fuck it's called on a ship. I can't even think about it right now.
The helm.
The helm. Thank you. You see the helm. You see somebody at the helm, and you see the glowing light there, and it winks out, and you're left stuck on this ship. And we're gonna cut to JP and Scratch.
Fuck.
The great thing is that Malcolm knows technically where you are.
Scratch, you're leading me to. We're going to Samuel, right? That's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
We headed to the crossroads.
Yes, we're going to see old Sammy. Samwise. Sam the man. Furious typing.
Samuel is sitting at a desk typing at his computer.
With his glasses low in front. Oh, I didn't see you come in. No. Yeah, so
You're gonna go to the crossroads.
we're gonna head to the crossroads. Now, should we get a vehicle? Or...
Do you say that to me?
No, I mean I'm just saying.
So I could call a car, or this is a little weird. I could carry you. It's a lot cheaper. I don't really make that much money.
Sorry. I gotta get over my own personal excitement. Scratch is gonna look at him.
Carry me. What you mean, carry me?
Like this, just like walks over and just like picks him up, and sets him down. It's like, all right, we can get there a lot faster if I just do it.
Scratch is intrigued.
Okay.
All right, just hop on my back. Just don't say anything to Flora. She always makes sex jokes whenever we talk about doing this.
How about my filthy bear?
Yeah, I will jump us to the crossroads like a frog.
And when we get there, Scratch is gonna get off of your back and go,
Nah, we ain't doing that again.
No, not a fan of the jumping.
Nah. Not a fan.
Yeah. I mean, you could have said something sooner.
Scratch had no idea what you were talking about, and then for some unknown reason he decided to jump on your back, and then you jumped, and it scared him.
Not a big fan of heights.
I can deal with the heights. It's I don't know you like that.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if this is something you do with everybody, but we gonna play it cool. Next time I'll get a taxi or something.
Yeah, this is awkward now. This is awkward.
Yeah, you made it awkward.
And Scratch is gonna turn to walk into the bar.
JP just follows by, just like, yeah.
So the crossroads is an interesting place inside of the old quarter. It almost looks like a shack, and it's situated at the center of the old quarter. In fact, at one of the original crossroads in the city. One road led from the center of the city, what is now known as downtown, to the docks, to the water's front edge, or the old docks on the waterfront of the old quarter. The other led from what is now known, or a road, what's now known as Cross End, to the district of Cross End, to the other side, of town, just towards the end of Olympus, right at the Olympics, at the Olympus district, kind of wrapped around the city in its way. But this place was quite well known because this was one of the centers of meeting and commerce. So there was a bunch of other buildings, but the crossroads itself, the old shanty building that is the crossroads, doesn't appear to be, to match with any of the other structures, but it's been there forever. So it looks kind of dingy and sort of strange on the outside. But when you step inside, it is a beautiful modern blues club. Lots of neon. The walls are lined with brick. There are posters. There is great music coming from the bandstand. The floor is, filled with tables, and towards the front there is a dance floor, and there always appears to be hopping in here. Scratch, this used to be your favorite place to hang out with Samuel because everybody knew your name. They wanted to hear your music. And it was one of the few places that Samuel didn't ask you to do any dirty work. It's your element. So what's the name of the bartender behind the bar at the crossroads?
Jedediah.
What does Jedediah know as your favorite drink when you come here?
Let's call it a vodka and water.
Vodka and water. So you step up. Jedediah kind of slides the drink across. Says, Jessup was in here earlier. He wanted me to make sure that the next time you stepped in, this drink was on him. Usually on the house, but he left a little bit of Scratch just for you, Scratch. And he kind of slides it across. You gonna entertain us tonight, or is this business?
Well, my business is entertaining. But I think tonight I may take a break.
Just do me a favor, Scratch. Take it outside if it gets dirty. I don't like want to clean the floors.
I'm not the one you need to worry about.
He's gonna look over at JP.
My associate, on the other hand, I'll make sure we don't get your bar dirty.
Kind of shakes his head. I assume you're looking for Sammy.
Why else would I be back here?
He's actually in the card room in the back. It's game night, and he likes to play.
Yes, he does.
And Scratch is gonna look at JP.
You can come if you want. But you may not like what you hear.
Scratch. I very rarely like anything that happens when I'm getting tangled up in all this nonsense. Let's go.
First, you know how to play cards?
No. Well, I mean, like what card game?
Well, it may be a little strange, but Sammy's real particular about his goldfish.
I was just about to say I know that game. That's one of the few I know.
Well, I hope you good at it. Because we about to put a line in the water.
I didn't really realize it was a game that you could be good at, but sure. All right.
And we proceed.
You step towards the back, and Jedediah offers JP whatever he wants to drink. What is JP drinking?
Gin and tonic.
He slides over a gin and tonic, and it happens to be the best gin and tonic you've ever had. Perfectly mixed. You can taste the gin just enough without it being overwhelming. And both of you begin to make your way moving towards the back. Various people catching Scratch's eye and kind of nod. And Leroy is leading the trio on the bandstand. He kind of nods and motions Scratch to come on up. But when he sees, that you have your business face on, he's just like, kind of gives you and goes back to wailing on his saxophone. And so you step in towards the back room. You go down a small hallway, and it leads, down a corner and to the right, and there's a doorway at the end. And you knock as customary, step inside, and there are 4 individuals at the table, Samuel and 3 others playing a mean game of Go Fish. And there are 2 chairs sort of open, and you hear, Beauregard, what a pleasure. I didn't expect you to deliver so soon. Have a seat. Who's your friend?
Cut the shit, Sammy. You know who it is.
Yeah, but I like introductions. Where are your manners?
I'm John Paul Tien. It's good to...
That's John Paul Tien.
You see Samuel kind of step up and reach over the table, and the other 3 players at the table are just kind of like sitting back and kind of assessing you. And he just reaches over and shakes your hand, JP. And when he takes your hand, you feel a sense of dread just kind of pass through you that you're kind of just able to shake off, but you never quite feel like somebody stepped over your grave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he sits back down and picks up his hand and starts looking at his hand. So, Beauregard, are you going to join us for a game of Go Fish?
You want to talk?
We're among friends here. Do you trust this Jean-Paul Tien?
He's gonna look at JP.
Yeah, I sure do.
All right. Well, guys, let's start over. Let's play a new game. And he gathers all the cards. Have a seat, gentlemen. Beauregard.
Who are the people
And
at the table? Do I know the guys at the table?
They are 3 other lieutenants in his little army.
Question.
Go ahead, JP. What's up?
Was that dude that sent us to go beat up Manny a lieutenant? And have I seen him?
You have not seen him, and you would assume that he was.
Cool.
Okay. And so as he's kind of shuffling the cards and kind of, so Beauregard, have you considered my offer? I mean, you are here just shortly after making a phone call. I'm kind of curious if you've decided to acquiesce to my needs.
Yeah, about that. I may acquiesce another time. Right now, I need to ask. We have some question.
Scratch tries to be clever and it just falls flat.
There's always a price, Beauregard.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Why
Do you want to
him?
make it? What did you say?
Why him?
Beauregard, or sorry, Samuel kind of looks at you for a second. Why who?
Malcolm.
You see a smile dance across his face. That's a really good question. And there's a really good answer. But it's going to cost you. Or we can wager on a little card game, and whoever wins gets what they want. Your friend can play too. He can put down an ante. One hand. Are you interested?
I don't know. I don't know if that. Ooh, okay. He's gonna look at JP and ask him,
What you got?
like what do you got to put up?
Digs out his wallet. It's just like totally empty. Like I could go to like an ATM or.
And this Scratch is just gonna kind of put.
Nah. The boy can hit. Now, what do you want from me?
So are you saying he's wagering his services as a muscle? And he looks over at JP and he says, I know you've got to deal with Fadi. And you've got to deal with Mr. Oscar Bjorn. You willing to wager a night of your services on this game?
As long as it won't interfere with my current contracts, I am a freelancer these days. It doesn't seem like I have much of a choice. So, yes.
Excellent. And Samuel kind of looks back over at Scratch and says, I know what you want. I'll put that on the table. This will be a game for just the 3 of us. The boys here will sit out. Beauregard, what are you willing to wager?
You know what I'm about. Take it or leave it. I won't come back for good, but I'll do one thing for you.
One night's worth of work would be all I need. All right. You see him kind of shuffling and shuffling and kind of sorting the cards. Well, gentlemen, we're going to change the game here a little bit. We're going to play something a little bit different.
Ah, shit.
I hope you all know how to play Old Maid.
I fucking knew it.
And we're going to cut to Malcolm. Malcolm, where are you flying to?
Home.
With Tink?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're pretty close to arriving to home, you've surpassed, flying over the park. And the park looks a little bit less threatening and weird when you're flying over it than when you're down on the ground. So it doesn't take you very long to get back to your warehouse. But just almost as you're arriving there, Tink starts to really kind of wake up, and she's like, Malcolm, where am I? Malcolm, where are we? Why are we flying?
We're almost home.
Oh, what happened? There was a man who offered me some candy, and then I'm here. What did I miss?
I don't know.
Was there an adventure?
I don't know. I found you. I went on an adventure to save you.
Wow. I wish I had been on that adventure too. That sounds like fun.
I know, but if you were there wouldn't actually be an adventure, so that would have been probably better for both of us. But the floor lady's still missing, so I hope she's fine. And then all the rest of our friends are missing, so there's plenty more adventure to go. And then JP and the Scratch Guy, they went somewhere else too, and I don't know where they went, but I have a treasure map that has 3 X's on it. Well, now 2 more X's on it, and I gotta go find those places. But now that you're safe, I have to bring you home.
Well, I can't go on the adventure with you?
No, because I don't know where everyone else is.
Okay, all right.
Everyone's missing.
Can I protect home?
Yes.
Okay. Malcolm, I had this weird dream. It was really strange.
Was it about a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk later. We gotta find Gideon.
But Malcolm, I saw Daddy.
I know. We have to find Gideon. He's on a magical island. You can come on that adventure.
Daddy was going to that magical island.
I know.
Okay.
And now Gideon's there. And I don't know why.
Okay.
But he's all by himself. And there's a shadow monster.
Yeah. I know. He's the one who gave me the candy.
The shadow monster gave you candy?
And we're going to cut to Flora.
Piece of shit. You fucking...
It's rated sideways.
Piece of shit. I'm not even coming back next week.
So Flora, you're on this boat, and these pirates are really working hard to defend what they're preparing to defend, but you can't see anything of what's going on, right? And the boat is kind of rocking in the water, and it's kind of stormy a little bit. And you can't quite see the person at the helm who's kind of navigating, because the flare of the gateway as it disappeared kind of obscured their face for a second, and you're really hard to see. So you're kind of looking around and kind of assessing the situation, and the sea air is just kind of hitting you in the face, and the rain is happening. How do you proceed?
I've heard Malcolm talk about pirate ships before, right?
Yes.
Fucking Malcolm. She's looking around, trying to figure out where she is. Can she see land anywhere around her?
No, because it's dark, and there's a little bit of lightning, and you can see a vague shape off in the distance up ahead.
Is there any rum around? There's pirates. There's got to be rum.
There is definitely rum around. There are a number of jugs, pottery jugs that are just kind of...
Are there any hats or anything around her that she could cloak herself with?
There are not, although the captain's quarters door is open. You see that there's a wardrobe.
Okay, she's gonna go in there, get a clean button-up shirt, help herself, and just open some rum. She's on a boat and she's can swim, but she doesn't know where she is, so she's kind of stuck for the moment. The portal behind her is gone, right?
The what?
Portal behind her is gone.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna go drink in the captain's quarters.
And so the ship is starting to sway, and you hear more screams as you hear, sort of stomping as the captain's quarters is under where the helm is. And so you hear stomping up there, and you hear yells and cries, coming from somebody up there. But eventually those cries stop as there appears to be this sort of calm, as if everybody's waiting for something. You see, as you kind of see out the captain's door, that there just appears to be a pause as there are people kind of looking around and looking up. They're not really sure that the pirates are kind of looking up. And you see a figure kind of move towards and into the captain's quarters. And you see them pause for a second. Blade comes out. Who the hell are you?
Hi, I'm Flora. What's up?
How did you get on my ship?
Do you want the truth?
It's been a hell of a journey so far. I think I deserve it.
I was in a park with a young boy who I was trying to save, and he had to get his friend back. And then I stuck my head like an idiot into a portal that he was flying away from. So clearly I walked towards it, and I stuck my head in it, and I was on the ship, and I figured, I don't know how to row. Do I look like I know how to row? I don't know how to row. So I went in here and I grabbed some of alcohol. I apologize. I should have asked. And here you are.
He steps more into the light of the lanterns that are in the captain's quarters, and there's something vaguely familiar about him. He stares at you shrewdly. And he reaches out for the rum that you're currently drinking from a bottle, and he grabs it, and he tips it, and just downs the rest of it. And he puts it down. That's a hell of a story. Is that true?
I'm not a very imaginative person. My friend is, but I'm not. It's true.
He kind of stumbles around behind what is essentially a desk there. And as you turn around, kind of following him, you can see that there's a map, and there's land off to one side of the map. And there's a big, expanse of ocean, and then there's an island at the center of this map, or, off in the middle of the water, and there's a giant X on it. And you can see, other scribblings sort of on the map, kind of notes. And he sits back into the chair. Well, I guess there's nothing left but to wait to die. I'm going to be honest with you. We awakened something, and it's following us. I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to save my Jamie.
Who are you? Who's Jamie? And where are we going?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any manners. I've been at sea for way too long, and this is a surprise. Jamie is my wife, and he extends his hand. My name is Kay. Colin Kay. And this is my ship. And that's where we're going to end it.
Bum, bum, bum. Guys, that was episode 3. We have 7 more to go. It's going to be a ride.
Oh my God, guys.
Look at Flora making friends.
It's going to be a ride.
I feel like the end shot is like a split screen of like the facial expressions when Flora hears Malcolm K and when JP hears that they're not going to be playing Go Fish.
It's the same face. It's just a same face. Perfect. Guys, that was episode 3 Cold as Ice, another apt title. So I'm digging this. I'm digging season 2. This is very interesting how this is all unfolding. I'm glad we get to touch on multiple people's backstory and that Flora get to do some cool stuff by herself, or unleash her full powers today for the first time. It's pretty dope. So let's go around, introduce our cast and crew, and then jump over and host a friend of ours. We'll start with that bombshell. Miss Ginger Ninja, who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think of this episode?
I'm Ginger Ninja. I thought today's episode was awesome. I like the Malcolm continuing to not listen to anyone else, even though it puts people in danger. And it sucks to be him. He didn't get to go on the pirate ship. That's what you get.
Actually, he didn't listen to you the entire time, and the only time he did listen to you, he didn't get to go on the pirate ship and bite his dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fuck you.
So the only time he did what he was supposed to do...
Flora doesn't like babysitting, and now it's a bunch of adults on a pirate ship. She's happy. There's alcohol.
Well, now you're in a dream dimension where they get eaten by a kraken forever.
Cool.
So, perfect. Let's jump over to the equally confused about their surroundings. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think about tonight's episode?
I'm Sam. Twitch.tv/WizandFool. Twitter @TheWizandFool. I wasn't a pretty girl for this session, but I did still give someone a ride. Other than that, I had fun this session. I liked playing like slightly. I think we got to saw a little bit of a different side of JP when people were kind of threatening his pride, and we got to see a little bit more of that aspect. Maybe a little bit more of who he might have been when he was fighting all that time, and maybe why he wanted to walk away a little bit. I really liked the Scratch JP interactions with this kind of like grizzled older dude and this like young guy who needs to kind of grow up a little bit. It's very good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how things keep going.
Fantastic. Me too.
It's the new buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
JP and Scratch could totally be in a buddy cop movie.
I like it.
Oh my god.
I'm down for it. Speaking of which, we'll jump over to Frags. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
Well, I'm KW Frags on here and on Twitter and in real life. I was kind of just flying by the seat of my pants.
Welcome to the crew.
Yeah, like I don't know what I was after. I just did what felt right, and what felt right was botching my rolls
and riding JP.
Yeah, I wanted it to happen so bad, but I knew Scratch would not be cool with it.
The way you played it was A+.
Scratch was just uncomfortable, like having somebody handle him like that. And but I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I said Go Fish was his card game of choice. I don't know why, just because
I typed this in the Zoom chat, but it reminded me so much of that scene. Like everything about it reminded me of the scene of playing checkers in American Gods, where it's like kind of a like simplistic game. The character has some similarity. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, I felt like bringing like it was silly, obviously, but also at the same time having a serious discussion over something so like silly and almost childish. It just seemed like it would kind of play well, but you know, I don't know. I'm not sure if the question I asked was the what I need to know, but I'm sure it will produce more questions with more answers, and hopefully we don't have to be working for Samuel.
We'll see. We will see. Perfect. And the mastermind behind Samuel, let's jump over to Johnny. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think about today's episode?
Video Store Cowboy everywhere except on Twitter, where it's Vid Store Cowboy. Don't get me started about the 15 character limit. I am most curious. I have a question for you guys, and I think that we will probably discuss it privately. But I'm going to ask it on screen because I want to know: are we really playing a game of Old Maid next week? inquiring minds want to know.
I have no idea how to play that card game. So.
Don't look it up.
Yes.
Don't look it up. If we are really playing this game, because I'm legitimately, when you said go fish, I'm like, oh, that's just too good.
Dude, and I was sitting there going, man, when you were like, oh, we're gonna play a different card game, I was like, oh, okay, he's either gonna make this serious like Texas Hold'em, or he's gonna fucking pull some Old Maid out of his ass. You said Old Maid, and I was like, fucking.
All right, I'm not gonna look up the rules, and we'll play next week, and that way I can play JP, try to play a card game he's never played before.
So, Mike, you and I will have to coordinate privately to make sure that we can see that on screen.
Yeah.
But we are going to make that fucking happen.
Absolutely. It's a done deal.
Thanks, guys. That was an awesome game. Good job.
Fantastic. Yeah, guys, we do 6&Twenty here. Tuesdays on Johnny's channel, Wednesdays here, Thursdays on Also Speedrun. We're all in the same city, all interacting with the same NPCs in the similar story that we have divulged in Season 2. We are currently working with the company Son of Oak to give a massive discount, 10% off on the core book starter set and PDF if you guys want to get in this game. It is great, noir-esque comic book style, superheroes with fantasy powers. It's pretty dope. Go check it out. Go buy the book. It helps the channel. It helps you play this awesome game. And with that, guys, go follow us on social media and join us in the Discord. We're there far too often, and if you want to be part of the conversation all the time, that's where we have it the most. We have a channel for every one of our shows. You can go talk about what your theories are, what you want to see in the future, and your fan casts and your ships. That's been happening recently. And with that, speaking of ships, we're going to go over to Off the Table. We're going to give them a raid. They're playing Alas for the Awful Sea currently, so go check those guys out. Give them all your hot, sticky raid love. From all of us to you guys, bye-bye.